hello collectors. How are you all doing today? We're on episode, I think, 172, Ob, is that right?
That's right, 172.
172, and wow, look who we got here today. Barry Smith. How many times you been here, Barry?
Believe it or not, this is the sixth episode that I've been featured in.
Wow.
And you know what I say we do this time?
What's that?
Make it very special. Let's make it a 6-hour marathon unboxing. What do you think?
Well, at my age, can't we hold it down to 3?
All right, we'll shoot for 3.
We'll try, yeah. Barry's saying this because we do have a lot of stuff. We had a lot of stuff come in here this week in boxes, and we also had a bunch of field gear that somebody brought in, and I bought a couple extra daggers too. Didn't have enough, and so then Barry's got some stuff to show us too. So I think it's going to be pretty long.
Should be a good show. Yeah.
I hope so, but you know, I got this coaster here, and I'm looking for where's my drink? Don't we have a bartender?
You're the one I thought was supplying the bartender.
Oh, well, my union won't let me do it.
Let's see if this works.
Yeah,
Where
that's
is it?
that one.
There's a bartender.
Here we are.
Just say we're never going to
Dressed
get a
in
drink
Easter
now.
pink.
Easter pink.
Yeah, that's good. Did you go to Mass this morning then?
I did not. We were on the road to visit you today.
Oh, well, that's okay then.
I get a pass.
Yeah, you'll get a pass for that. Some people say all you have to do is go by the church and maybe just touch it, and that's good enough, you know. But yeah, I could use something to
All right,
drink.
we're going to start off with a little Italian champagne, Prosecco.
Oh, that sounds good.
You can drink to the Pope.
Yeah. We did have a little warm-up drink to Jameson. So this goes out to all
Looks
my...
like you're having another little warm-up drink.
Yeah, it's cold in this basement, believe me.
Oh, yeah. Well, that'll warm you up.
The Jameson.
Yeah. So, Michelle, how have you been?
Good.
You're good,
Yeah, Barry keeps me busy.
You collectors all remember Michelle. She's our best bartender. Of course, she's the only one we've ever had.
Uh-oh. I don't know if that's good or bad.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
Here we
It's all
are.
good. Thank you.
Here's one for Barry.
I guess she is the only bartender we've ever had.
And
Huh?
then, Bob, you want a regular drink, right?
Yeah, extra
This is you?
Easter.
Oblex, a pretty good hit.
I'll give him a big one.
Yeah, don't worry about that ice thing. I never use it, and we never got sick, so I don't know. But your hands are good.
You should wash it at least once a year, baby.
Ah, not that often.
Nah.
Not that we had to wash out our crystal decanter because we found glass chips in the bottom of it where it had chipped around the top. Those things are pretty, but they're so delicate.
Mm-hmm.
And after 170 some videos, we managed to wreck that thing. So, but don't tell Marie. You know, she probably still thinks it's upstairs. So,
What's that pay for me not to tell her?
All right, well,
All right, here she goes.
All right.
you got
Here,
one
drink,
too,
Bob.
Michelle?
Here,
Bob.
Bob, here you are,
Oh,
Bob.
thank you.
You got your
All right, to what, Palm Sunday?
cheers.
Yeah, it's a Palm Sunday.
Bob,
So,
Barry. Here's the DTC.
Okay, everybody.
Let me sneak by.
oh yeah.
Yeah, that washes down good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
So,
You don't even have to brush your teeth if you have this. It does the job.
So I just wanted to say that I'm glad to be back. The last one that we were in, Michelle and I were in, was DTC 153.
Oh, well, that's been
So-
25 weeks ago,
Yeah.
whatever that is.
Well, right after the Mac show, we say Mac show, the show of shows,
Yeah.
I had major back surgery. I was in a lot of pain last year.
Yeah, I remember that.
And
yeah.
February 26th, I finally went under the knife, and
Having back
that's-
surgery is pretty risky, though, isn't it?
you know, not so much anymore.
Oh,
But you can see I've got 4 screws in my L4 and L5 vertebrae.
These look like the
Yeah.
bolts that hold the manifold on in my Corvette.
Well, I was going to see if one of your SA dagger tools might tighten that up,
yeah.
but if they loosen
Well,
up.
that looks painful
Now,
as
is
hell.
that
Yeah.
permanent now? Or
It's permanent.
That's
yeah.
it, huh?
So
Are those, what are those screws made out of? They're not steel, are they?
titanium.
Titanium.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
supposedly when I go through security at the airport, they won't go off, but we'll find out.
Yeah, you will see.
During
While
our
they're
next
stripping
trip.
you down, you'll know.
Yeah. So let me show you the actual.
Oh, no,
scar.
no. All right. This
Well, I wanted
is
to show you because I requested from my surgeon that a Bob Burns knife be used,
Okay.
and it worked out perfectly.
You look like an outlet.
So how long's it been since you had that done, Barb?
Wednesday will be 7 weeks, but it's going to be a long road to recover. I just started physical therapy on Monday. That's beating me up a little bit, but I highly recommend back surgery. A lot of people are afraid to have one
Yeah,
done,
oh, they are, yeah.
but in my case, I had to have it done, and I'm thrilled that I did.
Well, I'm glad to hear that because I've heard other.
Yeah,
People
nightmare
say they're sorry
stories.
they had it done,
Sure,
and,
yeah.
Carrying around that fat
But
wallet.
that's been years ago too. I think the wallets.
The wallet weighed on
My
down.
wallet. It's the stuff I bought, is what it is. All right, let's go back to the show of shows. Just before the start of the show of shows, look at that great photo.
Boy, that is a terrific photo.
Yeah,
Looks really good except for the asshole
Yeah.
in the middle. I don't know who he is.
with the derby on,
With the derby,
which my
yeah.
mother gave you, if you
That
remember.
is true. Yeah. Yeah.
He's the only one wearing a tag, as you can see there. Michelle and I always slip in through
Yeah,
the
they
back
snuck
door.
in the back. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was the only legit guy in there.
But we got-
that is a good picture.
It is, yeah, and you can
Gee,
have
can
that.
I was going to say, could I have that? Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put it on the wall.
Find a spot.
Yeah, I have to find a spot. We got to clear off this wall
we can
and
put it
start
behind,
anew. I think.
I'm gonna do something with all the pictures. I gotta
Put it behind
do
the
something.
garment.
Yeah, it's a good
But
shot.
Michelle and I have to thank you for all the exposure through these videos. You can't believe how many
You've
people.
been exposing yourself.
That was only one time, and I got off of that. For all the exposure, being on your shows here, everybody knows us. Not everybody, but a lot of people come up to us at the show of shows and the Mac show and say, "Hey,
Isn't that
I see you
something?
in Whitman's video." And one
Yeah.
of the people, and I know you know him, was
Larry Menestrini.
Larry Menestrini.
Yeah, I know Larry. Very, very nice man.
Doesn't that sound like a soup you'd order at an Italian restaurant?
Minestrone. Menestrini.
But didn't want you to
does.
think that I forgot you, Larry. And Larry was so nice when he saw me. He goes, "Hey, you're in Whitman's videos." He came from around this table and gave me a big hug.
Yeah, gave
and he
me a
goes,
hug, too. It was
"Make
funny.
sure you bring Michelle over." And he said, "That Whitman, he's such a nice guy." I tried to talk him out of it. He didn't want to hear it.
He's a man I've known, I guess, since 1985 when we started the Mac show, and he's been coming to all those shows ever since. And he's just an absolute delightful
is.
fellow.
Great personality.
And
Yeah.
a good historian too. He's a great researcher, and he likes to put together groups of stuff. And he's very good, and he does a lot of charity work and things like that too. He's truly a very, very nice man.
Yeah.
So he deserves a lot of credit. And anybody that ever sees Larry on the show circuit, I'm sure would say what a
Yeah.
nice man he is.
He watches your shows religiously, he told me.
Does he really?
Oh, yeah.
I never heard that before. Isn't it funny? You go to a place like the SOS and everybody knows who you are. I don't know you. Oh, I know you. I saw you on the video. It's really a riot. Everybody taking pictures, and it's silly. But I'm glad because it tells me that whatever we're doing, there's a group that's interested in it. I mean, we're not like a rock star or something when you get 10 million views. But gee, if we get 10,000, that's
you
an awful
have
lot considering the how many collectors are there in the world?
I just checked last night. You have 14.8 1,000 viewers now. That's
Is that
a
what
lot.
it is?
That's
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot.
And then it's not just here in New Jersey either. It's not just national.
no, it's all over the
international.
world.
It's
Well,
all over the world.
subscribers,
Yeah.
but that doesn't mean there's only 15,000 people watching.
Yeah. Wonder how many Eskimos watching this.
When they,
I had a guy call me about 6 months ago from Mongolia.
Yeah.
He actually, they have YouTube in Mongolia, and he's watching Whitman videos. I mean, just incredible.
well, the best part is they translate it to different languages now too.
Yeah, that's
Really?
another
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I can watch myself speaking German, Italian, French. They
Pig Latin.
Pig Latin. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. But anyhow,
Okay,
enough
so
of that. Yeah.
2 weeks ago, if you remember, I think you do, we were at the Union show,
Oh, yeah.
Union, New Jersey. Great show that Mitch and Jen restarted about 2 years ago.
It's
This
it's hard to remember because you have to be there so early. But
Yeah, Michelle and I get there at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
We're all set up. And,
Bob and I too, and
That's turning out to be late at this point.
yeah, it is.
Everybody's going to be showing up at 3 in the morning soon.
But the night before, and Bob and Tom told us about this restaurant. We've mentioned it a couple times before, called Chiaffi's, right in Union. Place opened, I think, in 1962 or 63.
and that bartender has been there ever since it opened.
Yeah.
Every time I see him, I say, Eddie, did you buy this place yet? No, I'm still working here. And then I find out his name's not Eddie. I've been calling him Eddie for 3 years. His real name is Tommy.
Really?
What's the name of it again, Barry?
Chiaffi's.
C-I-O?
C-I-O-F-F-I apostrophe S.
Yeah, right in Union.
Yeah, right in Union. So,
He
Great
really
Yeah.
serves some great meals. I mean,
Yeah.
the,
yeah.
when we go in there, we have a few drinks, of course, and the next thing we know, we're ordering 30 appetizers, and everybody eats all the appetizers, and then nobody gets the meal.
I think we drank our dinner last time we were there.
That
So.
antipasta they served as the appetizer was incredible.
Oh, aren't they
Wasn't that-
wonderful?
That antipasta was
Yeah, it
outstanding.
was.
Yeah.
Really good.
It's one of the best Italian restaurants that I've ever been
Yeah.
in, and they're in the right place there. I mean, that's the area where the mafia movies were all made and all, because the mafia really did exist in that area, you
Yeah.
know. And I like it every time I go in there. The bar will either be filled with policemen on one week, and next week you go in, it's all gangsters in there. So you never know what you're going to run
Well, the
into.
last time was a guy, I forget what his
Oh,
name
he's
was.
some kind of actor.
Was his name
or-
Charlie or something like
Oh,
that?
I
But
don't know.
He talked your
He
ears off.
drove me
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
I bought him about 3 drinks, and then I started thinking, why am I doing this? I'm never going to get rid of this guy.
Yeah,
Oh, well. It's all fun, though.
it is.
Yep.
All right, so the next thing. On Friday, Michelle and I took a ride up to Piscataway. We've been dealing with the relatives, well, actually great-nephews now.
Piscataway is New York?
Jersey.
It's, what is it near? It was an
Right
hour
near
and a half,
Union.
so
It's
It's right near Union. It's
south of Union, 20
Oh,
minutes
okay.
south of Union.
North
Okay.
Jersey.
Yeah,
North Jersey, yeah. I'm sorry. Don't even know my own state.
there's a lot of towns to know.
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 states. There's North Jersey and there's South Jersey.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, we've been buying remnants of Furman Michel's collection. Furman Michel's, the original Furman Michel, he worked for DuPont. Then there was the Furman Michel that you and I know.
I knew him for years, going back to the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
He used to come into the same coin shop where I did, where we'd pick up some German stuff once in a while back in the 60s. I knew him very, very well. He was a real character.
He was. I met him when I was in my teens over at the Carpenters Union Hall in Delaware.
Yeah.
The first Sunday of every month, they'd have a little show over there.
Yeah.
Started at 7, it was over at 9. And Furman used to come there because he lived in Pennsauken. He
Yeah.
always had a handlebar mustache.
Yeah, he did. A big one, too.
Mhm.
A real big one.
And
He was a
he
pretty
had-
big guy himself.
he was,
a big
yeah.
eater.
He was a big eater.
He was a
Well,
gourmet eater, too.
Yeah.
That was another
He,
thing
he
about
could
him.
afford to buy anything that he
Yeah.
wanted
Guy
to
never
eat.
worked a day in his life. He never did. Like you say, his father was wealthy, and Furman had, I don't know, 4 or 5 apartment houses or something
That's
like
right.
that. And
Yeah.
he used to love to kick people out and all. That was just great fun.
This guy, huh?
He had a wonderful collection
Yeah.
too of Militaria and
He had the best
artwork
taste.
and- yes,
His
he did,
taste
yeah.
was incredible. he could spot something that was gold halfway around the show. You know, he could see it glittering over there. He was very good.
The one thing that he did was he contacted a lot of relatives of former Nazis, including Eva Braun's family, Himmler's family, and I actually got to see some of the stuff that he acquired.
Yeah.
Interestingly, you recognize that lady?
Yeah, that's Ava.
I've never seen those pictures of Ava. They are.
They're
They're
original
not well
prints
known.
too.
They're not well
They're
known.
not well known, but they are known. But these are absolutely original prints of her. You can see. Did you see the brooch that she has on here?
yeah.
Has the butterfly design.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Yeah.
the design that Spear designed her initials with.
I wonder where that
EB.
is.
She
Yeah,
was,
I believe it's
Boy,
still
well,
out
if
there
you had
somewhere.
that, there's the
Ava was a lovely girl. She really was, and she was well loved at the Berghof too. But she was also the boss when Hitler was not around. Everybody did what she wanted done. And then she used to love to have her. She had a lot of girlfriends that lived in the area. They'd all come over and stay for a couple of days or whatever, you know.
So what do you think of her? Would you have dated her?
Well, she's a little old for me, but well, I probably wouldn't have dated her because she would have turned me down. I'm too short. But
You know, she was a photographer for Hoffman. I just read that.
I
the
Yeah, I was
other
going to say,
day.
you think
Yeah.
those are Hoffman photos?
Yeah,
They're
she,
usually
that's
the
More
where,
than likely,
that's where
well, even though
Hitler,
they're not marked, yeah.
Hitler met her there in 1929. She was working in Hoffman's studios, and I'm sure she was a very good employee.
So that's just a small example of what Furman had. I did find Furman's obituary. He died in 1997 at the age of 59.
That's all he was,
Yeah.
I want to say I liked Furman because I knew him a long time, and I went to his funeral, to the wake, and you know, you go into the funeral home, and there's a box there, and you go up to the box, and there's Furman laying there, and this guy next to me he says Whitman, yeah, he says. Man, he says, that's the first time I've ever seen Furman's mustache clean without food all over it. I said, you know, that's a terrible thing to say, but you're right. So that's not much of a send-off for Furman. I apologize for that.
I think he had a sense of humor, too.
Well,
Just
he
to show
did,
that.
I don't think he took offense, so.
This was part of Furman's collection, so we renamed him Furman.
Furman the
Oh, that's
German.
Furman?
Yeah, this
Yeah.
is Furman. Hi, Tom. Hey, Rob. Finally got to meet you.
Yeah, for what episode is it, Furman? Do you know?
DC. What is it, Tom? DCT or DC? 172.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
funny.
make sure you
we-
leave him in the background. Like, keep him in the shot there, yeah. Furman the German, okay.
There you go.
So that was part of his collection. Just had to have that doll.
That was
So-
actually Furman's?
It
Yeah,
was,
the only
yeah.
reason we ended up with it, one of the great nephews wanted his kids to have it. When he took it home, they freaked out and they didn't like
Yeah,
it. So then we ended up
it
with
was running
They
across the
probably
hall
saw
and
the
at
movie
night.
where the puppets were killing the guys that owned them or something.
it. Yeah.
Is there any more of this
Yeah, let me get you some.
Italian stuff left?
The doll was in a different place every night when they woke up.
Yeah.
And
So what else you got then?
What we bought from the collection were a lot of reference books. There were period books from the Third Reich and a lot of reference books, which, as you know, aren't particularly valuable, but they're interesting. And I'm just wondering,
Yeah,
have
I
you
know
seen these two
Oh
books?
yeah, I know these books very well.
I'm
Yeah.
about to put 6 of those up.
This
That
this
many,
one
huh?
Yeah, they're
this one
everywhere.
was one of the first, and this was about the
yeah, I
second.
think one is
This one's
59.
This one I don't know. Can I see that one? The
Thank
swazes
you.
on it? No, not that one. Everybody knows about that one.
This one, look at that. How about that? To my friend Furman.
Yeah.
Best regards from the author. Who is the author?
Well, that book is loaded with repros,
Is it?
and this one shows a lot of the fantastic fantasy pieces that were made in the 80s or 70s.
Well, this is from
I think this is
59.
from 59 too.
it's really-
Yeah.
all those fantasy pieces in there, so they were making them that early.
And this is from 71. Did you know this man by any chance? John Ormsby?
No,
No?
I didn't know him.
Isn't that
I know his
interesting?
name, of course, but
So
but
what
you
want
got
to
to
see?
actually you got
I
to
just want to see the cover because I don't think
Okay.
I've seen this.
You
book
got to
before.
give these guys a lot of credit though, because nobody knew anything about daggers
Right,
when these
sure.
guys tackled this task to try to do a
Sure.
catalog.
Well, back
and,
in the 50s, there was
It's got a great picture of a Hitler Youth.
There were
leader
shows
on
in
there.
Vineland, New Jersey. As you know, I live in Millville, and Vineland's the next town over. But an arsenal there, which still stands, it's a National Guard building,
Yeah.
actually, but they had shows there. And a guy told my dad that if the dagger or sword, whatever, was this long, it was $100, and if it was this long, it was 50.
I like his mentality there.
we should do that today. That
Yeah.
sounds
Yeah.
like a reasonable approach to collecting.
We'll try it. And then, among the reference books, dude, look what I found. There's a list here.
Yeah.
Boy, that's an old list.
List number 3 from
Wow.
a man named Thomas T. Whitman. You ever hear of him?
I heard of that guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm trying to forget him.
He's a hack.
So it's 1986. And
1986.
there's a few things I want to buy in here, Tom, if you still
Yeah,
have them.
prices are right. I'll
Yeah,
bet.
right. Like you have a mint SA dagger with the tag, the original tag still on it.
Oh, really?
And that was, let me see if I can find it quickly.
A Min SA with the original
Yeah,
tag.
take,
Boy,
take a
there.
guess.
Well,
Here it
today,
is.
you know, you're going to pay about $3,000 for that.
Mm-hmm.
But what was it then?
$475.
All that money.
Yeah. So it's interesting to look through this. Just
What's
with
the
prices
what's the
and-
ad on the back?
And it was the Mac show. It was the second Mac show.
Second Mac show.
1986.
St. Louis.
They're the only ones I missed, the St. Louis shows.
Well, those were the years. I had my big robbery in 1985, and I figured it's unsafe to be driving all around the country with all that stuff. And I thought, well, I'm going to start doing catalogs, and they started out little things like that, and then as years went by, they got bigger and thicker, and color pages and everything else. And then, thank God, the internet came out, so I didn't have to do it anymore.
This is pretty advanced for the time, though.
At that time, it was
Yeah.
it was
There's a lot of work. I don't know how he did it. And,
Yeah.
and especially they were released quarterly, so you had to wait,
Yeah.
what's it, 4 months, 3 months to before you get anything down the street.
Yeah, in the meantime, you had bought all the stuff, and you couldn't sell anything because your catalog wasn't out yet.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a
Do
Kinda rough
you
in
have your
between.
old list? Did you keep copies of them?
Oh, he's got everything.
I guess I don't know. You can never find them. I have
Yeah.
them, but
I think Danny
So-
still does a list, doesn't he?
So I did a little math,
Yeah.
too. Yeah, Danny Liptak.
Danny's the
still
last guy
does
to
it.
still
Yeah,
do
last
a
guy
list, yeah.
standing. Yeah.
doesn't know how to use a computer. So he
Right,
does a
it's
list.
crazy. And this was done in '86. So I did a little math, and when your dad published this, he was 42 years old.
No,
So-
that was a year or two ago.
Yeah. So and you're what now? 81, right?
I'll be 82 soon.
Yeah.
Yep.
And here's something I wrote down. Did you know this fun fact? Psychologists encourage elderly people to take up a hobby to boost mental well-being, reduce loneliness, and maintain cognitive function. Have you ever thought about taking up a hobby?
Well, I sort of agree with that, except they didn't add cigar smoking and drinking. Got to add those two to the formula if you want to live long. My opinion, anyhow.
You got to do something. You rest, you rust. As they say.
That's a true statement, though, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, you got to keep busy.
see,
Sure. Yeah.
Talk to so many people. Oh yeah, I'm going to retire. I'm 62 now. You read 2 years later they're dead.
Yeah.
How long can you sit there and watch television
Yeah,
and put up with the misses with it too? Because you're home all day.
Yeah,
You know?
they retired all right. Yeah.
Yeah, you're retired. Okay, Barry, we talked about a lot of interesting stuff here, and you're going to show us some things now.
Yeah, I want to show a couple things, but Where's your drink? Where
the hell's the
my drink?
bartender?
All right, we're getting ready for the regular drink.
Oh, there she is. Oh, I was ready to call the union.
Do you, which glass do you prefer?
The little one.
Little one, huh?
Yeah, not too strong though. You know, Whitman,
Not too
my
strong?
age, I can't take too much.
All right.
Just make it kind of weak. You know, just like not that much is all, you know.
Okay.
Okay?
You're cutting back?
Yeah, I'm cutting back. No, I just think it's going to be a long drinking time here.
Yeah, right.
Oh, here's Furman again.
Hey, what about me?
Oh, Furman wanted a drink?
What am I, an orphan?
Give him a little
Yeah.
bubbly,
I
bubbly.
think Furman and the chicken will get along just swell.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I got another one of these rectangular cigars here. I like these. They're really good.
How about fresh apple on here?
Oh, that looks nice, Michelle.
Please
Thank
do.
you very
You're
much.
welcome.
I want mine a little lighter than his, please.
A little lighter than his?
Yeah, his is too dark with the soda pop.
Does that mean there's too much whiskey or too much
Too
soda?
much soda.
Well, he said put that much. I put a little more than he asked for.
I'm a growing,
Tastes perfect.
I'm a
Yeah,
growing
thank you.
boy.
You didn't want much soda, right,
Yeah, just that's. I know you know what you're doing, Michelle.
What I'm doing. The same as I did the first time. Be perfect.
Well, are we ever going to get anything done here today? I don't know. We're just talking, having fun.
Working on
and,
the bottom of a bottle.
And you guys are the victims here. But we'll get to it. Just hang in there. I think Barry's organizing or something. We have enough liquor there, Michelle? We're not going to run out,
yeah,
are we?
there was no way we run out. We bought a big bottle and we got
Oh, that's
Bex,
where we
we
got
got
that
champagne.
extra
Thank you.
imperial.
we got an
and-
extra imp.
Yep, yep. I like your pink shirt though. That's good.
Yeah,
The
Easter.
collar is supposed to be under the tie.
All right, Barry hooked me up, so you fix me.
Yeah, I'll try.
Barry was, we were outside, he was putting my tie on, and
There you go.
thank you.
You just need the bunny ears and you'll be set.
Next time.
Little tail.
And how about Estella, Michelle?
All right, let me sneak by.
While we're speaking about Stella, I always give a shout out to my three good Belgian friends. They know who they are. Sheil, Sander, and Tim. Great guys. Tim has a website. It's Crane's Militaria. Sheil has a website too. Sheil's spelled Giel apostrophe S Militaria. He's a specialist in metals, great stuff.
Yeah, I've seen his like before.
And Sander has a great website too, with a bit of everything, especially helmets, uniforms, and he's Bevo Militaria. Check it out, really good stuff.
Well, we know the Belgians. They make the American shows quite a bit.
Yeah.
They're, I must say though, they're very good negotiators. It's tough to get your price from a Belgium. The toughest though are the Dutch. I think Dutch are the toughest, but they're fun to deal with though.
Yeah.
And, you're never mad after you lost $500.
Do you happen to know
Take it easy.
Marco?
Yeah, the guy that he comes here by going to the islands first and all that. When
Is that
COVID
right,
was
Michelle?
Yeah, he
Yes,
does. Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
here. You couldn't get into America during COVID, so he went to the Dutch
Yeah.
Curacao or one of
Yeah,
those
and
places, and then fly to America from there.
Right.
Very
He got
clever.
robbed like a
I
year,
know.
year and a half ago. Was that?
Yeah.
At the.
$50,000.
Yeah, yeah,
Taken out of his safe deposit box that he took out at a hotel.
yeah.
And apparently one of the hotel employees saw him put the money in, and they took the money. And as far as I know, I don't think he recovered it either.
Or I shouldn't say Marco, Mario.
Mario,
Mario.
yeah, Mario,
I-
right. I'm
I
sorry.
know what I
yeah,
was thinking
Mario.
of the video game.
That's the guy, though, yeah.
Okay, he's.
All right, where are
All
we
right,
here?
I'm just going to show you a couple things from my collection this time. As you guys know, well, from previous episodes, if you've watched them, I'm a big German ID book collector. This is one of my absolute favorites in my collection. I've had it for 25 years. Captain Karl Fritz Ritzavi. And his brother was actually at a fighter wing. I think he was killed. He was a fighter pilot. He was killed, I think, in 1942. But what I like about this soul book so much, it actually came out of Richmond, Virginia, by the way. A friend of mine, Richard Hall, I don't know if you ever heard of him, but
Yeah,
he's now
big
deceased.
heavy guy.
That's right.
Yeah, I remember
He used to
him.
always have displays.
Yeah.
U-boat soul books, many of which
He had
got from me.
tremendous displays of
He
U-boats.
did,
I
yeah.
liked him. He was a very,
Yeah,
very,
nice
man.
guy. Yeah.
I kept thinking, oh, Richard, you got to lose some weight. He never did.
Yeah,
and,
he never did, yeah. But this is great because, well, it wasn't great for Carl Fritz because this is one of my 6 or 7 D-Day killed in action soul books. His unit, Carl Fritz's unit, was stationed on Utah Beach on June the 6th, and he was with he was actually a battery leader of a battalion. And on June the 6th, in the middle of the night, about 1 o'clock, the 82nd Airborne landed in his sector. And he was immediately killed.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And thank God.
Well, a lot of the 82nd Airborne guys were too.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
It was war.
Yeah.
Really war.
And on Ancestry.com, they have released the German graves registration cards. They usually only go up until about 1944. I was really lucky to find his. And it's because his body was retrieved by the Germans, which shows you the Germans were putting up a fight on D-Day. They were just getting run over, as a lot of people think.
Yeah. Oh, I know that. Oh, that's for sure.
And on here, it actually specifies how he was killed. And it's pure Hollywood. It says that he received a hand grenade, shell fragments, and a bullet wound to his head and back. And what's interesting too, again, the Germans retrieved his body, and they made a little note up here. And it says, killed in action on 6/6/1944 along the southern exit of Amonville. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right in French or not. So the Germans actually retrieved his body, took a soul book off of him. Where it went from there, we don't know, but it did wind up in Richmond, Virginia somehow.
It sounds as though, like the American Army, that they always retrieve the bodies, no matter what the cost of it. And I guess the Germans did too. Hey, you're fighting a war.
Yeah.
If your buddies, got to bring them back.
Yeah.
You're the lucky one that you were able to carry him back. You know, that's
a friend of mine was able to go to the cemetery where Carl Fritz is buried today. That's a photo of his grave.
Huh.
Believe it or not, even though I consider myself a Normandy nut, I haven't been there yet. But that's one of my dreams. Maybe next year I want to bring a lot of my soul books and actually bring them back and photograph them on the graves.
I think that would be great, yeah. I'm surprised you haven't been there.
Yeah.
With all your travels.
Is there paperwork with it too, Barry?
Yeah, and that here.
What do we got next,
Is that
Barry?
a binder?
We're organizing here. Sorry, collectors. Ah,
Okay, here we go. The good old Union show. I got these 2 weeks ago.
at 6 o'clock in the morning.
I think these were 6:05, something like that. But these are really unique. I'm a helmet collector too. And
What's the tape all over them?
we're going to find out.
Okay.
All right. So
Let me see the other side of that.
you got an Army helmet,
Oh,
Army
yeah.
M42 helmet,
Yeah,
and you have a Luftwaffe M42 helmet.
right.
And on each one of them, you have a mail home label
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah.
Boy, isn't that cool?
made of adhesive tape, and that was very typical for World
Yeah.
War One. Not so much in World War II.
Yeah.
A lot of times during World War II, believe it or not, they would just slap some stamps on the top of the helmet and mail them back.
So you're telling me this guy just put the adhesive tape with the address on it and
The
he put it
veteran
in the
did.
mail, and it went.
How often do you see that, Barry?
It's, I would say, it's not common, really. Not very often.
Not very often. Okay.
I give a lot of credit to the post office for getting those to the
Well, these were sent
vet's
back
address.
by this veteran, George Acker. This veteran sent these two helmets back to his nephews
How do you know that?
because on the mailing label we have his name, which is hard to make out, but there's
Yeah.
a tag on the inside, which is
Oh,
pretty
look
clear
at there.
here.
Wow.
So
let's just show that because I think collectors will be interested in seeing that.
Just lay it down, Pop.
Okay. Wow, these are incredible.
it's the only set I've ever seen, and it's amazing to think that after 80 years, they were sent home to two brothers, and they're together still.
Yeah,
And the two brothers have since died. And I'm
Did you
thinking,
find that in the parking lot, or was it
no, it was
inside?
inside.
And,
Yeah.
and it was sitting there for an hour before
No,
somebody grabbed it, or
not long.
We
Not
want
long.
to talk right out of the woodwork. I
But
mean,
these two brothers were from Nebraska, a very small town, Exeter, Exeter. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right or not. But even today, it only has about 500 inhabitants. So back then, it probably only had about
50.
yeah. And thanks to good old internet, I was able to find Ted and Jerry August. The last name was August, and I found a picture of them
Isn't that
right
something?
right
Wow.
around the time they were 9 and 10 when they received the helmets.
Wow.
So you got Jerry here. Where's Jerry's helmet?
Well, it doesn't matter.
Jerry got the Jerry helmet, and then you got Ted right here.
Wow.
My idea how they stayed together is that one of the brothers died, and then the other brother went over to help clean out the house and said, "Well, I got one of
got
those
one,
helmets.
I'll
Let me
keep the
bring
other
the
one."
other one." And then finally, when the
Isn't it great that they were preserved all
Yeah,
those years?
yeah.
And
it's
now those guys, let me just take a look. They're little boys collectors. And can you imagine in the middle of the war, the postman comes, and they're not in boxes, and
yeah.
wow, that's kind of cool,
Yeah.
isn't it?
I was
Just to think
amazed
about
that the kids. I don't think they played with them a lot. I think it was
No,
common
they didn't play with them at all.
because
by
they
the
made
looks of it.
no effort to take off the
No.
adhesive tape at
No.
all. But there's the older sister too, Lois Ann, and I'm wondering what did Lois get?
Well, maybe they sent her a bracelet or something that they found. Who knows? Ava Braun's.
Right, brooch.
yeah, that brooch. Yeah.
Butterfly
The
brooch.
butterfly brooch, yeah.
What's next?
Well, those are fantastic things.
Yeah.
What would you say that pair of helmets together are worth with that information and all on it and all that stuff? I mean, that just is great.
Well,
I
I'm
mean,
glad you asked.
You'll look for years and years and years and never find that. That's extremely lucky that you found
Right.
that.
I won't be shy about telling you what I paid for them and what I think they're worth and what I've been offered. Okay. Today, if this didn't have the label on it, it's
decent
still
helmet.
a decent helmet.
Very
really.
decent 42.
Yeah. So, and it's a big size too. I mean, it would bring $1,400. This one's a little
Yeah, the decals all there.
little
and all.
smaller, but it's
Yeah.
it's missing one tongue and the chin strap. I paid for these $2,800, so that's $1,400 a piece. A friend
But with what you have,
a friend of mine offered me $3,500 for them, so I know they're worth at least $35. But there's something I want
I
to
wouldn't
keep.
sell
and-
that. Yeah, I was going to
yeah.
say. I mean, those are just really cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of thing you'll look a lifetime and never find.
Yeah, it might be
and
the
then,
only set out there when you think of it.
Then to get all the photographs and all those kind of things to tie it all in. I mean, it's just a wonderful. You talk about history
All the
talking.
reason- all the
There
research.
it is. Wow. Well, the only thing we don't know about them is who wore them, but
Right,
you know,
yeah.
those guys probably aren't around to say either. So, but that's an incredible find.
Yeah, thanks.
As you guys know, I kind of stick with edged weapons, but I would have to bend my habit and buy something like that too. I mean,
Yeah.
and you as a helmet guy, I mean,
Yeah.
you must have felt good for a long time after getting those. So.
Well, on the ride home from Union, I started doing the research, and I was able to find the veteran, and I
So
was able to
Michelle
find
was
the
driving
nephews.
then, right?
Right. Michelle was driving.
Isn't it something that a little stupid parking lot show like Union?
It's great. I can't say enough about it, really.
It's a 2-3 hour
It's
show.
going to be
and it
4,000 people there next time.
Yeah.
You see you guys.
It's good for buying. It's good for selling. In fact, you even bought some nice daggers from
Oh,
me.
Yeah, we made your show, you said.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
sold
you
it.
can't
Wow.
you can't break those up either. You just can't. At
You
this
know, you
point.
know what it is too.
There's helmets.
Union is so close to the New York area.
That's
so
it.
you have all of Long
Connecticut,
Island,
Long
Connecticut,
Island,
yeah,
New
yeah,
York,
yeah.
Pennsylvania,
It's
New
convenient.
Jersey. Yeah.
So you get a big crowd there for really, which is only a 50 table show, if that even. And I have to say, a lot of the stuff never makes it into the show.
No.
Everybody's out there at 6 o'clock in the morning with flashlights looking in trunks, you know.
I always say I know what I got, but I'd like to see what everybody else got.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Congratulations
All right.
on them. I think that's a
Thanks, Tom.
wonderful thing.
It means a lot coming from you.
No, that's a great thing.
All right, the next items are things that are going to be on the table. So,
Okay.
and I thought I'd bring a helmet since I'm always showing my helmets, but this is a super duper helmet. The only reason I'm
Wow.
offering it is because I have one just a little bit better.
How
Has
can
one of
anything
those,
be better than that?
know.
Look
one of
at
those
that.
super pigskin liners that has a kind of an orange tinge
Yeah,
to it.
yeah.
And my dad always used to say that that's a type of liner that'll last 1,000 years.
That liner, I mean, the guy that wore this didn't, in those days, everybody used to put Vaseline hair,
Yeah,
you know, and he didn't wear Vaseline.
Yeah. It's just a super helmet, and it's only liability, and it's not really a scratch. It's a factory application error.
Yeah, see the little round dot there?
Yeah,
That
a
is
little
it,
water or
yeah,
something got under that.
it, yeah.
And but other than that, it's an absolutely
Yeah.
mint M42.
And the
So-
chin strap and
Yeah.
everything.
It's an NS64 maker, and it's just a super helmet. So
That is a super
I
helmet.
upgraded it, so this one's going to go.
Is it a 42 or a 40?
It's a 42.
Yeah. Wow, that's a nice helmet. I find it as I see these helmets all the time, I keep thinking, boy, I wish I would have got into helmets years ago, but maybe it's too late now. Although I would have bought those two with the names on them. Wouldn't you, collectors? Aren't they great? Wow, just amazing, some of the things. Here we are in 2025 and things like this are still popping out. What do we got here?
We got a World War II Japanese helmet, and this will be guaranteed the very last helmet that I bought directly from a vet. Michelle and I got this a year and a half, and we took it right out of the vet's footlocker. He used to work for RCA in New York.
Yeah.
He's a broadcaster, but we got the call from his son, and he says, "Come over," and we bought this right out of
He
his
was
son's.
a broadcaster during the war for RCA, or you don't know? Or
No, after the war.
After the war, okay,
war,
yeah.
But it's a really nice Japanese helmet. It's totally complete, and it's got this one little liability here. But
yeah, it's about ready to break.
well,
Or it is broken.
Yeah, it is broken, but it's
Yeah.
still completely intact. It's
Yeah.
a very nice example of the Japanese World War II.
Do all the Jap helmets have the star on the front,
The-
and it's applied
Yeah.
like that, or are they painted on too, or mostly?
They're always a separate metal piece.
Yeah.
And they're often missing, and believe it or not, if you're missing one, people will pay $100, $200 just to get one. And they
Yeah.
reproduce those too.
Oh well, what don't they reproduce?
Yeah.
I guess.
But I have the vet's name, if that's of interest to you.
Well, that's a cool helmet.
And
We get Japanese helmets from time to time, and I never know what they're worth. And Barry always gives us a little hint on that. It's kind of hard to be in everything, you know. But what are you going to do when things come in? Got to deal with it. What's this?
okay,
Some
well,
kind of vehicle ID thing?
you've seen
Looks
this
like?
before. I actually bought this from you 2 weeks ago.
I
But you know
remember
what?
that. Yeah.
But I don't think I need it, and I'll tell you why. It's not that I don't like it, but I usually collect the signed flags that are signed by U.S. units. So I did a little research, well, actually a lot of research on this.
That's the one with
And
all those names on it.
This actually was captured by the British in North Africa, which makes it really a great piece.
Oh.
And it's a little washed out. I mean, the guy
Yeah.
probably had it in his duffel bag or whatever
Yeah.
for
Got wet or
years, and
something.
it got wet. But you can make out a lot of. It's all places that this British unit had gone through. Just a few. You can see
Oh, in
Tunis,
North Africa.
Casablanca.
Yeah.
And then you have all these places in England that
Yeah.
they were in. Now, I haven't spent a lot of time figuring out exactly what British unit it was, but somebody could have a lot of fun figuring out. Your guy in England, what's his name, does a lot of research for you.
David Goldsmith.
Yeah, maybe you can zoom in there real quick, Bob, and
Well,
see some of those names.
So all the stuff that's written on there, what was the purpose of it? Was that where the veteran was, or all the places that he was during the war? Or?
I think this is before they were deployed. So all the places in England.
Oh, I got you.
And then all the ones listed at the top are all the places once they were deployed, winding up in North Africa. And
I had thought it was American because of the English towns on there. That an American went over there, you know. But why wouldn't it be British too?
Yeah. Well, usually with an American flag like this, you're going to see maybe 2 or 3 English locations.
Yeah.
This has like
There's a lot of them, I know.
50. And the final section here has names of the guys. Now that's kind of washed out. If you take the flag into direct sunlight, you can make out more of the names. You can see here it says North Africa. The first name I can read is Corporal Collins. And then it looks like there's a tech sergeant, and under that are all privates. Again, if you take it into direct sunlight, you might be able to figure out the names.
Well, there's a lot of cool research there to be done. For,
so that might be more for a British collector, but that thing was probably taken off of a tank or certainly some type of vehicle in North Africa.
I think the person I got it from said it did come from a tank. So well, you're right about that. You're right about it. Even though it's a small, they must have just put it just over the turret or something.
All right, you ready to get daggery?
Okay. Daggery I know more about.
Tiger.
Okay, we haven't had this a week.
Well, it looks like somebody had it a long time and
Yeah.
never cleaned it.
Or played with it, maybe, huh?
Yeah. It's a obviously an NSKK, a later one, because it has plated fittings. Not in the best of condition. It doesn't have a real wow factor about it.
Not yet.
Have to see the blade, huh? You're tempting me is what
It's
you're
the maker
doing.
that's going to make it.
Yeah. Yeah, the blade shows some water in it at some time or whatever.
Or grease sometimes. I think people use the right type of...
Well, there's some old grease on there that's hardened too.
Look at the condition of the blade up here.
Yeah,
I think
see
when
that,
it came
yeah.
back, it was in super condition.
Probably was, yeah. Well, let's see who made it. Wow. A tiger. Yeah. Everybody just loves tiger pieces.
Yeah.
I find it unusual, though, that the, and I might be wrong, the cross guards look like they're plated. But yet, with an early dagger, you wouldn't normally see that. So it may be that just age gives them the look of being plated, and they're probably nickel-silver. But yet, there's no grouping number on them. So maybe the dagger was made just at the time before they switched
Transition.
over to the full RZM stuff. The scabbard does look like it was repainted over an early anodized piece, though, so it definitely is an early piece. It's probably got like a 36 vintage, something like that. But that's an interesting piece. What do we got next, Barry?
All right, this came out of Florida in the last couple of weeks. A friend of mine who relocated to Florida from Millville, he collects things, not military items, but I ran into a German guy down there, and he's a picker. So I made a deal with him. I bought some great stuff from him, really.
Yeah.
And this was one of the things that was there.
Oh, that's a nice early NSKK, it looks like. It's got early fittings. I'm not sure that let's just see here. Yeah, it's got early fittings on the scabbard, too. Yeah, decent blade.
And I really like it for the maker. It's Gebruder Becker. Now, Michelle's maiden name is Becker. I was going to keep it, but you can't keep everything.
We already supposed to have one back.
That's the chef, you know,
Yeah,
because he's
right.
cooking up
Yeah,
something. Yeah. Well, that's a nice NSKK. Usually, you don't find them, at least the early ones, where the black is still as nice as that, and the blade is very nice. Doesn't look like it's ever been cleaned, but I'll bet wipe it off a little bit, and I'll bet the blade would come up a lot nicer too. Yeah, that's a nice dagger.
Yeah, the lower fitting
NS.
NS.
Yeah.
And that's what, Niederschlesien? Lower Silesia?
No.
It's not.
Yeah, it might be. I don't remember.
It has a screw missing here.
Yeah.
So does Tom, so.
No, NS, isn't that North Sea?
North Sea, yeah.
Yeah, North Sea.
Is that an
I'm sorry.
SA group?
North Sea.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. North Sea is the area around Kiel, the North Sea.
Okay, that is a group.
Yeah.
This came from the same exact picker, and I thought it was interesting the way that this knot is tied because it's never been
Yeah.
off of there.
No, it's always been that way. You're right.
Nice grip, too. Very
Nice grip. Late fittings,
Yeah,
though.
late
See, you got
fittings.
that grayish look to them. Late after the war started, they started using an inferior type of
You can see
plating,
it.
and you see it right away. And the scabbard has the same plating. Nice straps. Oh, it's a Richard Herder. Yeah, you don't see too many Richard Herder pieces, army pieces. But that's 100%. Yeah, it's okay. Nothing to get super excited about, but it's a good, somebody just getting started on a budget or whatever.
I
It's
like
nice
the
to have
porta-pee
Hey, you
and
got-
the handle. I
Hey, you
think
got a
they're-
full rig there. You got the hangers, you got the porta-pee.
Yeah, it's all complete. Hanger's got the metal tabs on the top.
And this is from another source, but I really like this one too.
Yeah, this is going to be an Eichhorn piece. It's all got the man's name on it. There you go, guys.
I think
Very,
it's
very
H.
researchable. H. Heinz.
Heinz. Yep. The ketchup people.
Yeah.
Send it to John Kerry's wife.
Yeah, there you go. I'm sure she'll appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, let's see what kind of blade it's got on it. Oh, blade is stone mint. Look at that blade. Don't come any better. Little spot here, but nothing. And it's an unmarked piece. But that's an Eichhorn eagle, so, and an Eichhorn scabbard, so it's pretty nice, yeah. Ah, an RAD with the whole Megillah here.
Just how I got it. I had to drive halfway, well, actually to Union. The guy drove down from Connecticut, and I met him, and it was brought
Yeah.
back by his father.
Do you know that the clip is on backwards?
Did not know that.
Yeah. It should be, or no, it's not. I'm backwards. I didn't push it down. There we go. That's how it should be, like that. Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice, nice early piece.
That right.
Blade's got a few spots to it. Gottlieb hemisphere. Yep. Let's see, we can tell whether this is a real early production or not. Yeah. See, the hilt is nickel, and if the fittings are nickel too, it's real early. If the fittings are plated, it's a little later, but no, fittings are plated, so it's probably just a little bit later, but not real late. Did I put my tape on that magnet? No.
Somebody's going to give you hell.
Oh, they do every time I use it. Oh, here, we're going to ruin those pieces. Oh, there you
Well,
go.
there's etiquette with everything. There's etiquette with daggers. I find it with helmets too. There's
Absolutely.
helmet etiquette. There's document
Yep.
etiquette.
Yep.
This is the last blade then. Recently got this too. This is really a super piece. Paratrooper gravity knife.
Yeah.
And it's one of the ones that you can barely read the maker on it. It's there. The logo is
What's
on
it,
there.
hell big?
It's hell big. You
Yeah,
got it.
Yeah.
Rob, you could work here.
It's funny, the Waffen amp you can see quite well.
Yeah, the Waffenamt is on there.
Yeah, there's that Helbig. Helbig made very few of these, so they're hard to
that's-
find. That's a nice
Yeah,
piece.
it's one of the early pieces. They only made them, according to this website I found, from 1938 to 1940. So that's one of those ones that
Yeah.
could have been an Abe and Amal. in 1940. And in the grading of these, this one is considered a super rare type.
Yeah, it is.
Type
It is.
1A, I think they determined it was.
What's also interesting about it too is that the blades you don't see waffen amped. Usually the waffen amp will be over here.
Yep, I've seen that. Yep.
And I guess because of the late time that it was made, they found it easier to just
Can
do
I
it
take a
that
look
way.
at it, Pop?
Yeah. But that's a for guys that collect rare gravity knives. That's a real winner.
That's the top.
I've never seen one with a waffen amp on the blade like that.
Nothing on
That's saying so.
Wow.
Yeah. Because see, there's nothing on the Marlin spike.
But if you take it out in direct sunlight, you can see the maker.
I can't even.
Oh, I can see the maker there.
Can you?
It's still
Yeah,
it's a little vague, but typical Helbig too. Their etches were terrible.
Oh, is that right?
On their SAs and their SSs.
The latest that you'll see.
Yep. Terrible.
Anything on the indicator? Nah, it's so late, right?
No.
No. Great.
All right,
Yeah.
2 more things and we'll move on to the unboxing. How's
Oh,
that
boy.
sound?
All right.
You wanna
Sounds
fire
good.
up that cigar?
Yeah.
All right, we'll refresh the drinks as soon as we're. You want?
They're going
now?
I
down
mean, these
good.
guys are dying for us to say the word Bob Burns so they can have a drink.
Well, I'm going to say Bob Burns without having a Bob Burns because I need a drink.
All right, let me sneak by. We don't want to have
That bartender
Tom.
still working?
have a dry mouth over here.
You on overtime now, Michelle?
No, I'm on regular time. I'm on island time, Mom.
Yeah.
Here's a neat piece that came from that same Florida picker. You've probably had these type of plaques before, but they're usually made out of cast iron or some other type of material. But this one was actually designed as a paperweight, I think.
Yeah, I would
And-
say you're right.
It says Lieutenant Klaus Linke, it was presented to. It says for outstanding service, and it was presented by one more second here. It says the Commanding General and Commander-in-Chief of Luftgau, which is an Air District 11.
That's
You
nice.
think it's marble?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's definitely marble. With a
And
nice Lufteagle set in
beautiful
there.
eagle on it,
Yeah, it's
really.
really that's a lot better than the metal ones.
Yeah, yeah.
It's nice, yeah.
And it's a nice size too, and I
It's
also like.
almost like an early juke tail.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you,
Yeah.
Michelle.
There you
And you can see it's dated. It's got a maker
Oh,
mark
isn't
on
that
the
great?
back.
What's the date there, Barry?
42.
42, so it's not early juke tail. It just looks like.
Yeah, but that's a neat
Yeah,
little
for
piece.
for 42, that's amazing. They went through all that.
Yeah,
all that
yeah.
work there.
And I think he was probably some type of staff worker for the within Luftgau 11, Air District 11.
42
So,
for the Third Reich, it was kind of going south, but
Yeah.
it wasn't there yet. So
Right.
it doesn't surprise
they still
me.
thought they were going to win. That's
Well,
for
Hitler
sure.
wasn't ready to give up yet. Let's
Yeah.
put it that way in 42.
He
All right,
never-
one last
never
thing.
gave
I'll
up.
be right there making. Keeping
Okay.
Freshen up.
Oh, Op needs a new drink. Yeah.
Oh, I just scratched in my bottle.
So we've still got more stuff?
One more item we're going to show you, and
Okay.
then we're going to get into the unboxing.
No, we're going to show 2 items I bought
Oh,
that
okay.
walked in this week, and
Oh, nice.
but they'll go quickly. We'll show you quickly. Boy, this bartender is really busy, isn't she? Man. Nothing like Sunday morning drinking on an empty stomach.
Well, you should be drinking out of this.
Boy, you're right about that. Look at
But
the
who doesn't love an honor goblet? Everybody who
But
collects
just shine that
military
up
stuff.
on 55, Barry.
Well,
We
this
actually
is,
bought it that way,
Yeah.
surprisingly.
some people like them shined up. Personally, I don't. I like the
I like the
patina,
original patina.
but this gives you an idea of what it would have
Well,
looked like
yeah,
when it was
yeah.
actually presented.
Well, let's see what we got here. This was given to an Unteroffizier. His name was Adolf Hosang, Hosang, on July 6th, 1942.
Now you see a lot of these at shows,
And it's an alpaca piece.
and I think the number of them that were produced, I'm just guessing. I think it was like 14,000.
Really? They made that many of them?
Yeah,
Wow.
and by 43, they stopped production of them and
Yeah.
just gave out the award document, like
Yeah,
the one you had
right,
last week.
Right. Well, that's a pretty thing, though.
The
There's
thing is,
no damage at all
no,
to it.
it's
It's in beautiful
perfect.
condition, yeah.
And the only reason that Michelle and I are parting with this one is because we got a better one at the show of shows. So
Oh.
can't keep them all.
No?
But research is important because people get these goblets and they don't know how to research them.
I agree.
Now, in this case, this is an interesting one because he was a bomber crew member, and a lot of people don't realize this, that when people were reported missing during the war, the family was hoping to find them.
Yeah.
They thought maybe, hey, they're in a Russian POW camp
Right.
or somewhere else. So families would often submit a portrait photo of their loved one, and there were books, volumes of books,
Yeah.
put out by the Red Cross saying, hey, have you seen my son? Well, I looked him up, and fortunately, I found a picture of him.
Oh, look at there. Wow. And was there any result on the research where they found him? Or, yeah. What happened to him?
You ready, Ob?
Adolf, huh?
Yep, Adolf Hosang. And he was with a reconnaissance group. And, wait for it. Okay, Aufklärungsgruppe 11, which is Reconnaissance Group 11. And
You know, a
He
lot
was-
of people think that just pilots were awarded these things, but that's not always the case.
that's why you see a lot of these that were issued to bomber crews, because the whole crew got these. So you're talking, you know,
Yeah.
with a Heinkel, 3 people would get it.
Yeah.
A bigger bomber,
Yeah.
4 or 5
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
could get it. But the crew was shot down on May the 24th, 1943, over Russia. And
Bad place to be shot down.
what's cool about this one is usually they're Heinkel 111s. They made a lot of Heinkel 111s, bombers, twin-engine bombers. But he was in a Ju-88. Junkers 88D. We have the
I like
factor.
those JU. That's a 3-motor plane, right?
Is it? I'm not so sure. Is it?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
Yeah.
Maybe it isn't. I don't
Yeah.
know.
It has the factory number of the machine itself, and the pilot's name was Hans Metz, and he was only an Oberfeldwebel. That's the other thing that's different about the Americans had to be officers
Yeah.
usually to be a pilot,
Yeah.
but his pilot was a first simply a sergeant. So Metz was the pilot. He got the honor goblet too. Islinger, he was the observer on the plane. Hosang was the radio man. So there's a radio man's
I see. Yeah.
honor goblet, and the aerial gunner on board was named Weissner.
All those men were missing.
Yeah, they were all
Yeah.
killed.
So the goblet would have been awarded to the family then.
How long ago did you
When did-
acquire this,
no,
Barry?
he had this was awarded to him before he was killed.
Oh,
so he
okay,
actually
I'm sorry,
physically
yeah.
would have had
Okay.
this in his hands.
Okay.
How
Yeah.
long have you had that piece?
1 year.
1 year.
Yeah, 1 year we've had that.
We bought that in a.
You might have
multi-show.
heard, I won't bore you with this long story, but at the show of shows, not the past one before, a collector, I believe in New York, he had over 100 of these honor goblets.
Is that all?
Yeah,
Wow.
and they were all sold at the show of shows, and they went 3 different ways.
I don't think we got any of that action pop.
It sounds to me like Alex from Russia was there.
Does he buy them? Does he? Yeah.
I think he buys anything that's got a.
But I can tell you who wound up with them. Danny Griffin.
Yeah.
Danny.
No, don't tell her.
Yeah, okay.
Don't reveal the secrets in this.
I wish I had had a shot at buying, but they were sold in groups of about 30. So
That's amazing.
That put me out of the market right there.
Well, 30 Luftwaffe goblets at $5,000 or $6,000. That adds up pretty quick,
Yeah.
doesn't it? All right, collectors. Barry has gotten done showing us his recent purchases, and I thought I would climb onto the stage too. The only walk-ins we had all week where they knock on the door. Hello, can I sell you some stuff? Oh, maybe. Can I look at it? So he brings these things in. When you look at these, you'll see that these are completely untouched. This fella, his mother was a entertainer for the United States troops during
USO.
the war. USO. And his mother was given these 2 daggers. She was a singer, so she must have hit a high note, and the audience decided to be good to her. Somebody had a couple of
They gave her these daggers?
gave
Out
her
of appreciation?
these daggers as an appreciation for
Wow.
and that's something. And I can't imagine a nice woman in those days, singer and all. She must have been a good-looking lady. What am I going to do with these things?
I know, especially wasn't like, ooh, really?
She probably was, but whatever. The family kept these pieces exactly as they were brought home.
You can see it.
You can see that this stuff has never ever been cleaned, and I mean, this is just a common bayonet. It's the long model, but the paint's good on the scabbard. The hilt's obviously never been cleaned, but yet there's no lifting. If somebody wanted to clean it, I'm sure it would come up like mint. And it has a nice blade on it too. The long version with the deep, what do you call it? What's that word? I forget.
As to what?
For this thing.
Oh, the blood fuller.
The fuller, yeah. Sorry, guys. And it's unmarked, but it still has the original washer. So it's I mean, it's just a good starter piece for somebody. But then this,
I think I felt there in there too. So.
yeah, still got the felt in it. I mean, it's just totally untouched. But this SS dagger, just look at that. I mean, this is the kind of look that collectors would die for.
Absolutely.
Never been cleaned. That dull look that nickel gets.
Great scabbard.
Great scabbard, anodized with the verdigris. And look at the verdigris in the eagle. And for you guys that know SS daggers, you'll probably recognize that the eagle is pretty low in the grip. And that was a typical way that Richard Abwehr Herger produced their pieces. I think my nose is schnozzing here a little bit. But just look at how everything just completely
Blends in.
in. I mean, that's there are guys that I don't want anything if it's ever been cleaned or touched or whatever. And with a dagger like this, what I like to do too is just feel the screws, and you can feel that nobody's ever turned them. It just, this is exactly as it came back. Beautiful SS runes with no chips in the enamel.
Almost at 12 o'clock too, which you don't know if
Yeah, at 12 o'clock. And what else is nice too, the tang nut has never been turned. Nobody's ever taken this dagger apart.
Yeah.
So again, right out of the woodwork.
This is virtually exactly the way it came back, except it's been sitting around for 50 years in somebody's house and they never touched it. And then the blade is nice. It's got a good deep motto with the blackening in it. Very nice blade. See that darkening in the,
Yeah, I
the
like
motto?
that,
I like
yeah.
that, yeah. Very nice piece.
Yeah, that's nice.
And if the blade isn't totally mint, I mean, it's close to mint, but not totally, that's the way it came back because nobody ever touched this thing. It's not like somebody put fingerprints all over it and screwed it up in the last 50 years. They didn't.
Yep, they
And
haven't.
then on the opposite side,
Wow.
you can see it is a ground roam, believe it or not. You can still pick up a little bit of the grain right there next to the trademark and see a little bit, tiny bit of the trademark was touched when they rubbed it
see
off.
Yeah.
But they redid the finish, so it's really nice. It's
Who's the maker, Pop?
Richard Abwehr Herger, with the diamond and the 1 district mark. And, you know, I wish it had SS numbers on it, but it doesn't. But there you are. For somebody that's collecting SS types, I just don't think you're going to see.
Yeah. I'd
and,
love to own that piece too. Maybe
yeah.
I can.
Well, no, it's
I'll have to ask Furman.
Too expensive. Yeah, ask Furman. Yeah, see what he says.
What do you think, Furman?
It's a go.
But I know you guys like untouched SS things,
Oh, yeah.
and I think you know, for somebody collecting these kind of things, they just don't really get any better than
See,
that.
we appreciate things like this verdigris. You know,
Oh, yeah,
verdigris. If it comes into an antique shop, they might say, "Hey, John, go clean that
Go
thing
clean
up.
it up,
Make
yeah.
it shiny."
So, so I was happy to get that. That's the only walk-ins I had all week. However, we did get a lot of stuff though that came in by UPS, Post Office, FedEx, and we'll start to open some of that. I had one guy that sent in a lot of kind of field gear stuff, and I know you know that stuff better than I.
Enough about it.
So maybe we can start and unbox some of
Is
that
that.
this here?
and
We'll start with this box.
get this stuff out of here. See where I can put this.
These are helmets.
I'll put it on the bar table. Don't spill any booze on that, Michelle. What the hell we got
Wow,
here,
this thing could
Barry?
be cleaned up a little bit. Again, it's just like those daggers have never ever been touched
This has never been
since
touched.
the war. Fireman's helmet.
Yeah.
A lot of people will say fire police. I like to
Right.
just say fireman's helmet because the
I agree with you.
fire
Barry.
service
Yeah.
was under the protection or under the police. So it was called the Feuerschutzpolizei, fire protection
But
police.
still, since the police
Yeah, you
were
could
under
still-
Himmler, it was
you
still.
could still call it police.
Yeah.
But what was it used for? It's a fireman's helmet.
What's this little string here? Oh, that was
String
holding
to-
the liner.
Yeah, to tie the tongues together. But
And there's the tabs where they had that neck shield
Mm-hmm.
if they needed it.
this one I like too. This would clean up. In my opinion, I would clean this up a little bit because it's got mold on it. It's totally complete. What I like about this particular one too, it's aluminum. You don't always see them made
Yeah,
of aluminum.
these are kind of lightweight,
yeah,
right?
so
Yeah.
that makes it a little more interesting. And,
This would have had a comb on the top.
and certainly
Like,
did. You can see the image of it.
why is
there.
it not there, I wonder? I know the early ones had the comb, and the later ones didn't. Maybe they
Yeah.
just took it off to be in fashion
Yeah,
with.
who knows? I really don't know.
Maybe a
Well,
bomb blew it off.
It looks like it's got fine decals, though, doesn't it?
Yeah, decals aren't bad. That rates at about 80%.
Yeah.
And then that's probably 95%.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
Let me
that
see it
would-
again, Barry.
That's not a bad helmet, though.
They're common, but cleaned up.
Yeah, the nice thing about these, they make a great display piece, and
Yeah.
you don't have to spend
Yeah.
the, the fortune. You know?
And a lot of them come out. I'm sure you guys have had a lot.
Oh,
Sean, I've had a lot. But
yeah.
the reason for it is during the war, when the guys, let's say, land on Omaha Beach, the last thing they're thinking about is picking up a helmet to drag with them
Yeah.
through Germany. So what happened once they got into Germany? Hey, let's go to the fire
These
department.
things were all over the cities,
Yeah.
you know.
Hey, if you got an extra comb, you know.
Just think of the amount of firemen they needed once the bombing started. You know? Oh boy.
Something's blowing up here.
What we got
It's
here?
the lighter. On the inside of the police lighters, they had this foam, orange
Oh
foam
yeah,
rubber,
yeah.
and it always deteriorates.
Well, it deteriorated, collectors. I'm sorry. There it goes.
Don't get it in your drink, Paul.
Yeah.
All right, and
What
here
do
we
we got
have
here, Bar?
single decal M42.
Why is it an M40? Oh, it doesn't have the. See, collectors, just as a little short thing, we had M35, M40, and M42.
Right.
The M35 had double decals, and this portion here was
The
a separate
M35
rivet.
separate air vent. Right.
And then then in 40 they had a air vent that was built into the helmet,
Correct.
but the rim was folded over. And then the last ones that were made were the 42s, which this one is, where there's no rim underneath. That was to cut costs and so forth.
Right.
So what do we got? Looks like
Sped up
a,
production. You know, I'd really have to look at this closer. There's a lot of light in here. This is a possible navy, but
Look at the gold
yeah,
to it.
it does
I
look
think
gold.
it is navy.
Yeah, it could be navy. I'd have to look at it a little bit closer.
I
But
think
a lot
it is
of-
navy.
a lot
I'm
of
looking at it.
Army
and,
silver decals over time will tone to a gold, but
Not like that though. That looks like a navy to me. It's toned totally. It's not just partially or whatever. I think that's a navy helmet. So we're looking at this this helmet, and we think we see well, we don't think we see a gold colored eagle.
possibly.
And right away, oh, maybe that's navy. And navy helmets are pretty rare, aren't they?
More
They're
rare
very
than Army for sure.
But like Barry said, over time,
The Army silver decal will.
decals can turn. So
Mhm.
we don't know what it is, but you know what we're going to do? We're going to find out right now, I think, because Barry knows how to test this.
It's one of
So-
my tricks. There's several different Navy decals. I think 2 or 3. I haven't really studied Navy decals as well as I should, but there is one little trick that I determined myself probably 30, 35 years ago.
Which is what?
That if you put a black light on an Army decal, the eagle itself will remain silver. But if you put it on a Navy decal, at least 1 or 2 different types, I think there were 3 different types of Navy decals, the eagle itself will turn black.
Oh,
So we
So
got a
we're
black
gonna-
light here.
all right. So we're going to turn the lights out,
Mhm.
and we don't know what's going to happen. We have no idea.
Watch your hands.
Yeah, don't trip over anything.
No, I mean with the lights out, I wouldn't.
Okay, now the
You
lights
guys
are
have
out.
never looked better.
Now, all right, we got that
Okay.
turned on. And what do you see there?
And what I see, let me look at it. Face on. Okay, it remains silver. It is a toned Army decal.
Aha. So see that, collectors? You could be buying what is
Navy decal.
purported to be a naval piece. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, Furman stole
Furman
my
didn't
beer.
care for that.
Furman
Furman's
spilled the
drunk.
beer. Oh, boy.
Furman the German's drunk. He just fell over.
Get Furman back there.
Okay.
I have not
So the
been-
black light revealed that this is actually an Army
It's
Eagle.
an Army Eagle that's toned over time.
Yeah.
But it's a
So
nice
see, you
helmet.
don't want to get fooled by that, collectors.
And I can't read the. Let's see.
Yeah, what is that?
It's I can okay. I can't read the maker because it's kind of a poor
yeah.
stamp, but it is a size 66. It's
Yeah.
a pretty big helmet, untouched in my opinion. I always like to see dust in between the liner band and
Yeah.
the helmet shell. Just needs a chin strap, and it's a nice helmet. Retains about 60% of the original Army decal
What's the biggest helmet you ever seen issued?
that I have ever seen.
Yeah.
Ken, I can't pronounce his last name. He wrote a book on helmets. Ken Nierarowitz, something like that. He's a good friend of mine.
70?
The biggest one he ever had, it was a size 72.
Oh, I've never heard of that.
It was
But
just-
69 was the biggest.
Just the shell, but it didn't look real. And I would like to have seen the man who wore that helmet. It was absolutely incredible.
I think his name was Schultz.
Yeah.
Well, now here we are. We're ready to open another box here, and Christ, we don't have any.
And yeah,
We need some drinks.
I'm almost empty
The
here.
only one that has
Stella,
a drink
please.
is Furman the German.
Yeah,
Firm?
Furman's still got a little champagne left here. Ob, you need another one too. There we go.
Isn't that a great name? Furman Michel. Have you ever met anybody named Furman in your life?
No,
Yeah, me either.
no.
Just that cop from L.A.
Who's that?
The one with the OJ thing?
Yeah, the OJ
That was his
thing.
last name, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about Mark Furman.
Mark Furman.
Well, you said Furman.
All right, so the first box we're going to be opening is coming from Clifton Park, New York.
Oh, that sounds like a nice place.
So I have the trusty Bob Burns cutter, not autographed, but I'm taking your word for it.
Well, no, it's a legitimate Bob Burns cutter. I'll issue a C of A on it if somebody wants it. I hope it's sharp though. How's it look?
It looks good.
Looks like it'll cut your finger anyhow if you mishap with it.
We don't have the Barry Band-Aids. They're not close anyhow.
I
Now,
brought you
where's the
Band-Aids.
Band-Aid box?
They must have
I
fell
brought
off
them
the
2
shelf.
times to you.
Yeah.
They disappear all the time.
That's because they're cutting themselves. They used them all up.
Yeah, that's right. Right. Constantly cutting ourselves.
Thank
All
you.
right, we don't want you to go dry. Here's your drink.
Thank you, Miss Jackson.
Okay, I think we're set here. Barry's got a good hold on this opening. Up. Here's an eagle that's falling out of the box. A nice packing job, right? What we got here?
All right, well, that's your typical SA eagle.
Yeah. Was that zinc
Yeah.
or something?
It's some type of a mixture of metals. What is
Yeah.
it called? Like, I don't know. But after looking at this, I saw it in your video a couple weeks ago. You started opening this up. They made a lot of these eagles.
Oh, yeah.
And they reproduced a lot of these eagles, too. And I've also seen them as kind of a desk stand. They have a little
Yeah.
leg on the back, too. I've
I don't
seen
think
them
it's
with hangers.
reproduction, though. I think it's
But
original.
looking at
yeah.
the patina,
Yeah, it's original.
I think it has a chance that it's good.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're not expensive.
They're
though,
not
and-
expensive at
And
all.
nice little
No.
highlight to the collection or
mhm.
whatever. So, okay.
SA, right?
It's the SA
yeah.
Eagle. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're real common, actually.
What else we got here? What the hell is that? A table mat?
No, that's neat. You know what that's from? That's
Wow.
from one of those grain sacks.
Sure. Yeah, they just
cut
cut it
it
out. Yeah.
Oh, that's why the fringe is still on it. 'cause
Well,
it
somebody did a little.
little
decorative,
work there.
yeah,
It
but
took the,
So if you don't want to display the whole sack, that's
Yeah.
that's pretty neat. Really.
yeah, it's pretty good, yeah.
Not worth a whole lot, but
Those are like laundry sacks and things like that.
these things are really cool too. German World War II spoon and fork, and this one is dated 1939. It has a maker mark
It's an
on
early
it too.
one. Early
Believe it or
one.
not, this was one of the favored captured items of GIs. They loved these things. We didn't have anything like that. Had separate utensils, but what a great thing to use.
Yeah.
You're
And
out in the
easy to
field.
slip into your back.
Mm-hmm.
I guess if you needed a knife, you just use your bayonet, right?
So you have two. These, yep,
What the hell are
these
those?
are flashlights.
Oh, are
Various
they?
European countries made them during World War II.
Yeah.
I think these are both German.
Yeah.
Belgians made them. The French made them too. They took a battery. Haven't opened one of these in a while.
Oh, yeah.
The battery in there.
Yeah.
This one looks unissued too. It's in really
That's
great
nice
shape.
condition.
Then
yeah.
you could change the color of the lenses
Oh, no kidding.
How would you do that?
just by pushing these buttons down. That
Oh, well, I
green.
knew that.
You can see blue
Why would you do
and
that?
red. Different
Wow.
signals. You know, ever hear a red
Signaling,
light? Red
okay.
light
Yeah,
zone.
Okay.
Yeah. That's cool.
This type I've seen before. This type I haven't. WIF signal. Hey, your Wi-Fi signal. All right, let's see.
Signal, yeah, that's right. You got more utensils?
Probably Luftwaffe. So you have 3 pieces of.
Yeah, there are
Luftwaffe.
Luftwaffe, yeah.
They're nice.
Yeah, just mess hall stuff.
Yep. 19. What's that say? Op 36.
Let's take a look. This is as good as mine.
Yeah, I think it's dated 36. And then you got a 1940 knife, and you have a 1938 fork.
Oh, these are
That's-
things that they're cheap and they're
Cheap,
easy to add
yeah.
to your collection. Adds a nice accent to
They're
something.
common but collectible. Every time I pick up something like that, it goes out the door.
Yeah.
All right?
What's that? What do they call that? A rucksack? Or
Rucksack.
something?
World War
Yeah.
II German rucksack. Looks like
Yeah.
it's completely unissued. Usually dated somewhere, or this one actually has the RB number. Are you familiar with
Yeah,
RB number?
Yeah, the
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Luftwaffe.
inventory
Well,
type
actually, companies during the
Is that
war
what it
were
was?
given different numbers
Ah,
they didn't
I
want
gotcha.
the
Yeah.
Americans or the Allies to find out where the factories were
Yeah.
located. So they didn't put in their
Gotcha.
Berlin or whatever. They just put a number and there's a
RB
whole-
number. You
Yeah.
usually see those on lead Luftgrav knives
Yeah.
too.
It's real.
Yeah.
That's in mint condition.
No big deal.
No
but
big
it's
deal.
Still a nice thing.
It's a nice little thing too. This is for the A-frame. I have to show you an A-frame to
What's
show
an
you what it means.
A-frame? The
Well, it's what you
the
would.
leather belts.
It's
or
what
the-
you would hook your rucksack up to. You
Ah,
turn around
gotcha.
and on. So
Yep.
it was basically it was in the shape of an A, and you would hook these
to the back.
hooks
Yeah.
to the back of it.
Yeah.
But this went at the bottom of the bag. It's called an A-frame bag, and you put like your toiletries and everything, things that you would use on an everyday
Yeah.
purpose. And this is neat here. I always like this because you know what that's for? That's for the K98 cleaning kit.
Oh,
That's
really?
where it
Yeah.
went.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool. But again, these are not valuable things, but
Nope.
they're kind of neat to have in a collection. And wow, look at those. They're not. They're not gloves. What do they call them?
Gloves.
Yeah.
No.
These look
what's
like riding gloves.
it? Wow, they're marked inside and all.
And what period these are from, I can't tell you for sure. I don't know what that
Can I see a
abbreviation.
mark? Yeah.
Somebody maybe can tell us what that means.
But they're definitely period German.
I'm thinking they might be a little bit later,
You
but
think
I'm
they're
not
from
sure.
a school?
Yeah, something
bag?
Schule, S-C-H is probably Schule. No, you know what? After I look at it, I take it back. Probably our third rate. They probably are NSKK. This is throwing me off a little bit.
Would it be like a motorcycle?
I think
club then?
Motor Sportsschule.
Yeah, it's a
R.
motorcycle.
So motorsports school, and
Yeah.
R could be, I don't know, Regensburg or
Mm-hmm.
another city that starts with an R.
They're in nice condition
So I
too,
think
aren't they? Yeah.
I think they can be third rate.
Yeah. Oh, more utensils
Yeah,
here.
this is an officer's eating utensil kit. Let's see if they're matching. This is dated 41, 41, and the knives tend not to be dated, and that's dated 42. So it's not
that's right.
a completely matching set.
Yeah.
But
Still a
these,
nice
these
set,
are
though.
nice and desirable. People like them.
Yeah.
Everybody should have a set of these.
Again, another fairly cheap item too.
Mhm.
That's nice to have with your collection. So there we go. That's that box. All right.
What do you want to put in there? Trade it. This might be a flag or something small.
No, go for the other box.
What box?
One underneath.
I think there's one more box
This
of
one?
field gear.
There you go.
We'll try to get through this in a hurry, guys. I know the videos.
Hey bartender, what happened to my Stella?
That's
I have to switch to my Jameson.
Uh-oh.
Thanks for the Jameson, by the way.
Oh,
It really hit the
my
spot.
pleasure.
I'm surprised there's anything left over from the Irish Day celebration, Barry.
Wow.
Wow, look at this. Oh, this is killer stuff. Oh, boy. Oh, my goodness. Oh. Now we
Wow.
got 3 hours here.
Well, we can go through it real quickly.
Wow, look at this stuff. Holy mackerel.
Fireman shoulder board.
Some kind of
That's a
naval
nice
thing.
one. That's coastal artillery.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
with the, yeah.
That, I don't know. This is Imperial.
Nice boards, though.
a lot of nice boards, wow.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible. So everything so far looks
Oh,
original.
railway.
Railway.
They all look original, Bob?
Yep, so far.
And it's Imperial and third Day
Recruiting.
kit.
Infantry.
Yeah.
Officer. Panzer.
Yeah, those
All
are
the same.
Panzer with the
Panzer,
pink
yeah.
piping.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
those
nice.
are good boards.
General's tabs.
These are generals, but I don't like them personally.
All right.
Is that a set? Artillery lieutenant's boards. They're
Yeah.
original.
That's for
That's
Hauptmann
fire
or something.
Yeah, that would be Hauptmann. Yep.
Yeah.
Fireman though.
Yeah.
It's a nice set of boards. That's for a, let me see, yep, Hauptmann Infantry Regiment 73, RAD,
RAD, yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Railway.
That's
That
a match
also
with the other one
is a
you had,
match,
yeah.
right? That's a match for the other one too. These are
The other
Imperial, and that's a nice set of boards.
Beautiful.
I can't
what
tell
would
you
they
exactly
be,
what they're for, but they are,
Oberst or something like that.
they're up there, yeah.
Yeah, it's a nice set of boards. Artillery, I guess, with the red.
Mhm.
Huh? I'm sure they're original. They're really nice. Yeah.
It's a nice set of
worn
boards.
on those.
Yeah. Wow. Well, for you guys that collect this kind of insignia, boy, it's really choice stuff here.
Political leaders collar tabs. That's a beauty right there.
Wow, look at this.
Beautiful
look at these.
bullion.
Look at these. Oh my God, these are really high
Yeah.
up, aren't they?
That's a great one there. I have to look up the rank, but then
Oh, these are
later
really these are really
see
good.
that's bullion. Later they switch to rayon,
Yeah.
but they're
Boy,
all,
this one is
Yeah.
tremendous. Oh man, those are good things.
very nice.
Yeah. Yeah, they're worth a few bucks. I like those.
Okay, you have a standard Army enlisted man's belt and buckle.
Yeah.
Some Navy insignia.
It's
Special-
amazing, all these things all together. Wow.
The guy did a nice
Especially-
packing job separating them all
So you got a
out.
breast
Yeah.
eagle, and these are all specialty patches.
Yeah.
So for signals,
All
got a
naval, though, are they?
stenographer, everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
naval signals. That's
Oh,
a
that's
rare
interesting.
One.
The driver, you don't think of too many people driving on ships, but they're all nice.
You know, those are all $50 things, but they're kind of neat to display in
Yeah.
a series and all. And if you get them,
Try to get every one of them.
yeah. Oh boy, this looks scary.
Yeah, it does look scary. I'm not a total expert on these, but I'll just give you a preview of what I think. And
Are you thinking good or bad?
bad.
All bad.
Yeah. You have to check with somebody who knows more. But
Can't
my
you use
gut,
a black light?
that's not going to help. My gut reaction is most are good, if not all. Let's see what we got here. Nicely wrapped. We got a miniature.
Oh,
Wow, that's nice.
oh, that's good.
That's in your
Wow.
department.
Yeah, no, this is definitely, wow, this is a high quality Army miniature. Really, really high quality. See how nice the fittings are done with the grip and the pommel, the scabbard. Beautiful Army miniature. It's not marked, but boy, that's a killer. Most of this size Army miniatures are so crudely made and all. This is one of the ones that's really, really nice.
It is. It's better than average,
nice.
believe me.
No, it's extremely nice.
Yeah.
And look how the grip is done exactly like the originals
Yeah.
too, with the celluloid and so forth.
No,
That's
that's
a
a
very,
super one.
very good
Yep.
thing. And this is some kind of bayonet here with a leather scabbard. Well, that's no great shakes.
Okay, some more SS insignia.
That looks that looks awful. That looks pretty good.
I put them in the same category as the last.
Have them checked.
Yeah, have them checked out, but
Yeah.
I don't like them personally.
Yeah. All right.
What does our friend think?
They're bad.
What do we have here?
I have no idea.
Looks like a lantern or a canister or something.
The heck is that, Barry?
I'm not sure. You have any guess, Hop?
Some sort of lantern, I would think.
Yeah, it's a lantern of some kind. I don't know if it's Third Reich or earlier, or even if it's German. Not sure.
Okay. All running up and
Let's look at this guy here.
oh, looks like a map case to me.
And you called it right. Yeah.
What is it?
Map case.
Map
Yeah.
case, yeah.
Third Reich, I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's got the
Has it?
stuff in there, yeah.
Do you want to open up this heavy thing? Let's see. Here's the optic.
Oh, nice. Wow, look at the condition of them. Wow. Jenna, Carl Zeiss,
Yeah.
and Luftwaffe Mark. Those are really good.
I've
That
never
is a really,
Yeah.
really good set of binoculars.
Yeah, I've never seen a pair.
That is a really, really good set. Look at that. I like those a lot, and they're in great condition. And
Super condition, yeah.
wow, boy, I think they're pretty valuable.
And it says, has the abbreviation Flieger, FL Flieger, and SCH Schule. It's a flight school.
Wow, those are nice. I'm glad you opened them up. That's the first opening up.
Yeah. It's super standard German World War II map case. It's
Yeah.
in really nice condition. Usually dated. Looks like somebody, for some stupid reason, X'd it out.
Wow, I wonder why they did that.
I guess they gave it to their kid to go to elementary school.
Yeah.
So get rid of that swastika first.
Yeah, don't take any of that Nazi stuff into school.
All right, one last thing.
Nothing on
Must
it
be
at
on the
all?
bottom. Yep.
Oh, there it is.
It's a
Yeah.
party eagle on the bottom.
Yeah. Oh, it's a nice beer mug.
Definitely original.
Yeah, good condition.
I've seen that ware before. Can't remember where it's from, but I've seen it.
Not a bad group at all.
Yeah,
I have that
we'll
SS
have to
insignia
check out that
checked out.
SS insignia. If just one group is good in the SS, that's
Yeah.
a worthwhile thing. That political leader there,
Oh, yeah. I
boy,
think-
that's
I think
tremendous.
that they're among the group. They're your
Yeah,
best
very,
pieces
very
right
good.
there.
Where's John Telesmonich when you need him, you know?
Yeah.
John Telesmonich is not with us anymore.
Michelle.
Okay, we finally done with this field gear.
You get some unboxing going on here. I want to see some razors. I want to see some stuff.
Okay.
Let's start with this thing.
This? Okay. All right, and this is coming from,
Flagler Beach, I'll
you
bet.
know it.
Yeah, this guy sends me something every week, and he usually has some really good things.
I know who he is, too. I just want to say hi. He knows who I am.
Yeah,
Which
I won't
state?
mention his name.
Which state?
Florida.
Flagler Beach.
Good guy, too. He always was.
Get some good stuff too.
Yes,
He
he
sent
does.
me some wonderful things over the years. It's like every week something comes from me.
Yeah, I think I met him at Union.
Yeah, he's a New Jersey guy originally. Wow,
And he
look at
sent a
this.
couple of these
Look at this.
before.
Ooh. Well, we got obviously an SS armband here. Let's take a look at it. Man, look at that. It's all wool. Got the satin with the lines in it. Separate construction on the swaz. The wool is beautiful. Good stripes on it. And let's see what the back looks like. Yeah. Boy, this is a beautiful armband.
So do that and then
Oh.
get something else.
There you go, collectors. Still got the tag in it
yeah,
too.
wonderful.
This is a real winner.
Yes, it is.
Real winner. This is the ultimate, really, in
Yeah.
anybody looking for an SS armband.
Yeah.
You don't have to buy another one.
That's
this
it.
is
And everybody should have one if you're a serious collector. I think they're
Oh, I
really
think, yeah.
incredible. All separately sewn
it's
swastika.
that's a beautiful thing. And that tag and all. I like how they stamped it catty corner. We got too
yeah.
many to mess with. We
Yeah.
just stamp them as we can. This is nice too, how it's kind of raggedly cut where they put it together. And this is 100%
It
original.
is super piece.
That's an armband. If you want to collect an SS armband, I don't think you're going to buy a better one than that. All right, so that's from our man in Flagler. Like I say every week, we send something good.
Yeah. Did you want to talk about this then?
Yeah, we got this. It's a, I think it's an SS Mountain Troop flag, and
Watch your
Guy.
cocktail there, Pop.
the guy says he completely guarantees it. I'm not much on these kind of things, but maybe you can have a look at it, Barry, see what you think. But, it really looks, it really does look original to me.
Bergen, that's
Yeah.
Norway.
Look at that, huh? Does look original, doesn't it?
I like the way the lanyard is sewn
Yeah.
onto here.
Yeah,
Both sides say Bergen.
yeah. These are all separately sewn letters, and yeah, let's just hold this out once here. Wow, that's a hell of a flag.
It is. It really is.
Yeah, I
And
think
there's
that's
nothing, I've been dealing with this stuff for 51 years, not as long as you have, but nothing really jumps out at me that says, I don't like this or I don't like that.
No, I like this. Everything looks.
What's on the back side is different.
Same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's a.
It shows wear, and
Yeah, that's worth a few bucks, isn't it?
I'd say so.
Yeah, I think so too.
Nicely machined.
Yeah, I kind of like that too.
Well, this is from Great Britain, full of duct tape.
All right, we got something from Britain here.
Oh, something from Britain?
Yeah.
Oh, my friends in the UK.
I shouldn't just say Britain, Great Britain.
Ah, Great Britain.
It is great. By the way, I'm 90% English.
Oh, there you are. Well, that's from one of your countrymen.
Yeah.
What's the other 10%?
Little German, believe it or not. I always wanted to find a relative who was in the Revolutionary War, fought for the colonial troops.
Mm-hmm.
I never could. And I spent a lot of time, and then I started thinking about my dad's name. My dad's name is Edward Charles Smith. My uncle's name was William James Smith. And I thought, you know what? He must have been loyalist.
You're a Tory.
Well, Smith is a tough name to research. I mean, it's pretty common, of course.
It is, you're right, yeah. Oh, this is coming from the big city, too.
What's the big city?
What's the biggest city you can think of in England?
London.
You got it.
Is that where it's coming from?
Wow. Well packaged.
Yeah, I wonder what it is. Wow.
I'm doing my best, Tom,
No, I know you are.
with the Bob Burns
Yeah.
cutter.
Bob Burns still at it?
Look at
Doing
that.
all
Look
right?
at how well that works, really.
Yeah.
What do you think, Furman?
Furman needs a drink.
He's good.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Furman the German. He's sitting there all by himself.
Oh, he's doing
Yeah,
well.
he's loving it. Okay.
Well,
Well,
I'm
excellent.
anxious to see what this is.
Excellent packaging.
Yeah, it's very well done.
Wow.
Very, very nicely wrapped and oh, looks like a couple of nice medals maybe, Barry.
Yeah.
You grab that.
Oh, that's a nice
War Merit
Iron
Cross.
and War Merit. Yeah,
War Merit Cross with swords.
yeah. Wow, that's a nice combination.
Wow, that's a nice one.
Boy, it sure is. Yeah, beautiful. Looks like it's marked on the.
It is
Yeah.
definitely marked. I don't know if you can get
Yeah.
that up or not, but it's definitely
try my
marked in the
best.
middle of the pin.
What do you got there? 2 or? Can you see it, Barry?
No, I can't.
Okay.
There's something there, but look at the silvering
Yeah,
on the
nice.
edges.
No, that's
Sup-
absolutely original
Super example.
and in the box
Probably unissued, I'd say.
Here's an
clean.
example with
with the
swords.
swords.
Yeah.
And that's just as nice.
Look at that, huh? Wow.
And mark number 1. I forget what number 1 is, but it's
Yeah.
a very desirable maker.
The maker's on the back of the case, actually. Just lean it back there.
Oh, is
Oh,
it
yeah?
on the?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there it is.
It is.
You see that up?
Dasher and Son.
Dessler.
Yeah, there you
yeah.
go.
Lean it. Yep.
Oh, they made a lot of nice things. Dessler was a great metal producer. Wow, those are beauties.
Yeah, they're really nice.
Yeah, I mean, Merit Crosses are not, they're common, but in that condition, in the
Yeah,
original
you don't
box,
see them cased all too often.
they're worthwhile. Something like that. What do you got there? Man, that's
This must be made in England because I can't figure out how to open it. There we go. Got a beautiful
oh, look at that
Honor
Iron
Cross
Cross.
First Class.
Wow, look at that. Look at the serrations, how crisp they are, and all the black is in the middle, and oh, that's a beautiful piece.
I don't like bending the pin too much.
No, you got to be careful with that, but not
Looks
marked
like
though.
it's not marked, but wait
No.
a minute. Yes, it is. What do you
under
got there, Bob?
under the catch.
And that's a good one. I think it's an L with a number, which is a good.
Oh, I
would be
can
a
see it's
maker.
good.
L13.
Yeah,
usually,
see, that's
yeah.
a good maker.
Let me see. Yeah. No, that's a killer. Boy, somebody looking for a nice Iron
Well,
Cross. I mean,
unless they want a better one. And
oh, look at the condition of that. Oh,
this one's certainly
oh,
unissued.
look at the condition of that.
Yeah, we got some sunglasses here.
Boy, that is
Yeah, this
really
is
beautiful.
Unissued for sure. I don't want to bend
Beautiful.
that pin, but
It looks. Is it marked
It's-
on the outside? No, I'll bend
not
it.
on the outside. But
I'll bend it. I
that's
don't
a,
care.
a super one.
No, it's not marked.
Another unmarked one, but
Look at the condition of it, though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's incredible. Wow. I was thinking this was really
Right,
nice,
yeah.
and then
Can
you
you
look
lay
at
these
that
out
one.
for me, Pop? Can you flip
Yeah.
them so I can see the dates on the top, bottom towards me? Yeah.
Boy, they are two beauties there. And who doesn't want a first-class Iron Cross? I mean, you just gotta have.
that's what
that.
Hitler said.
Yeah. You gotta
Oh,
earn
he
it.
had one though. He had
That's
one.
what I mean.
He had one. Wow, those are a couple of real
Yeah.
beauties.
Make sure I get them in the right box.
Boy, this
Yeah.
is a pretty nice box here.
Looks like it might be. Nah, I don't know if it's daggery. It's not heavy enough.
Well, I'll tell you, these.
Where's Debbie?
Yeah, where's Debbie? Oh, that's right. It's Sunday. She must be in church.
I think I know who that is.
I know who that is. That phone ringing is a guy from New York that calls us all the time to see if we got any SA daggers.
John, delete that.
Delete that.
I'm telling you, you gotta delete it. So they'll be called. Everybody will be called.
Be careful with this.
You're being very careful. That's not anything
Looks like we got a
daggery?
little leather here, and I don't. Oh, is it?
Oh,
It's a leather case. I'm being careful
Beautiful
with the
case, yeah.
There you go.
All right. It does look daggery.
Yeah, I think it is.
Ready for this, collectors? Let's see what we have here.
Furman's ready.
It was a pretty nice box so far,
Yeah,
so this
yeah.
ought to probably be pretty nice too. Oh,
It's very daggery.
oh, did you see what that
I
was?
did. It's not an SA dagger.
It's not an SA dagger. Oh my. Wow. In the scabbard backwards, of course. But, wow, what a beautiful thing. Look at the color of the grip plates. Isn't that fantastic? Beautiful, beautiful cross guard. Oh my.
And the porta-pay, is that the correct one for it?
No,
No.
but it looks great. And if you'll notice, this is a diplomat, not a government official.
Now, why would you say that, Pop?
Well, on the diplomat, the eagle head on the cross guard turns the opposite way from the eagle head on the pommel. Why would somebody put a dagger like this in the scabbard backwards? That seems so
Standard
strange
procedure
to
here.
me.
Give you more material for your videos.
Oh boy, a mint,
Look at that blade, yeah.
That's a
mint
diplomatic.
blade and
Oh,
yeah. Well, this is a absolute 100% Alcozo diplomat. The cross guard is completely correct. The grip plates, the pommel, and the scabbard is also Alcozo. It has the little sleeves here next to the
Oh, yeah, it's just,
eyelets. This dagger is in virtually mint condition.
it's a dream piece, really.
Yeah. Well, collectors, this is a this dagger's worth a lot of money, and a full absolute mint blade.
Yeah.
Boy, look at those grip plates.
If I had to have one, that would be it, really.
How's the
this is-
spanner look
It's
on
got
it,
every element to it. Just
It's got everything,
outstanding.
yeah. Been taken apart a couple times, it looks like, but what are you going to do?
Not to take away from it, but, you know.
No. Wow, that's an incredible piece. Wow. Could buy a little percent of my house with this thing. That's how valuable it is. They're so.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's the condition. Look at that cross guard.
Yeah, it's-
just, wow.
If you just wanted one, that would be it.
Yeah, that would be it. Yeah. Wow.
freaking incredible.
Furman wanted to open one of the boxes.
He did.
Look, he's all set. But
Well, I think he has a little finger problem, but maybe he doesn't. Boy, that last box was
That's-
incredible.
Second, top of the second, 0 to 0.
Where's this coming
Cardinals.
from?
this is coming to Lavernia,
Pillows are 9 and
From-
5, and Cardinals are 6 and 8.
Lavernia, Texas.
Okay, I don't know where that is,
Never heard of
but
that.
pretty big state though. That Bob Burns cutter working all
Ah.
right,
Sensational.
like a gem, right? Now what do we got here? I see army hangers on the top and oh good, a trash bag.
Free trash bag for you.
Yeah.
All right. There you are, Tom.
All right.
Army hangers.
Nice army hangers. I'll wait and see what goes with it. Hopefully an army dagger. Whoa, these are better than hangers. Look at
Yes. Yeah.
that. They're general's
Generals.
hangers.
They're the real generals hangers.
Oh, they're absolutely original. Wow.
Yeah, look at that backing on them. Wow.
Nicest set I've ever seen. Really.
Put that down there. Wow, look at this. Boy, those hangers they're still stiff. The
Yeah.
general never wore them
Now, can you flip those real quick for me, Pop? Is that gold or is that green that just turned? No,
No, they're all gilded.
no, flip the back felt.
Yeah.
You think
Shows
that's
a little bit of wear, but the gild is still almost 100%. Wow,
Leather upper
Yeah.
here, really incredible.
really nice.
Here we are talking about the hangers before we even look at the dagger.
Well, the dagger's probably a normal dagger. It's got the generic cross-guard and pommel with a beautiful grip. And I guess the wearer didn't want to be bothered with a long portapiece, so he put the Luftwaffe type portapiece on it. But look at that.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how that just
That on
rubs,
there. Yeah.
rubs just there. That's the way it always has been. Beautiful scabbard. Look at the grip color and all. It's really, really beautiful. Oh,
Yep, super.
mint blade. Beautiful thing.
You want to take a shot at the maker? Oh, you flipped it too fast.
WMW.
WMW.
Well, with generic, you never know who the maker is, but well, that's a pristine example there that just doesn't get any better. The Army dagger is in perfect condition. Everything just nice. The scabbard is a generic type 2. But it's very early too. It has a really nice nickel or silvering, and no, it's a beautiful.
There was
thing.
no such thing as a general's army dagger, right?
No.
You would just use regular.
Well, there was
There's a prototype, isn't there?
no generals that were say a general before the war. They did have gilded daggers.
Really?
But after the war, if you were promoted as a general, they didn't bother to get their daggers gilded. They just wore the same dagger and bought the general's
Have you had
hangers.
any daggers like that
With what?
with the gilding?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have. but
There's
they
a
were
love
very
letter
rare.
with it too.
Oh, love letter, yeah. What does it say? Send me a check?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Correct.
I
Wow.
thought so, yeah.
This one's heavy.
And
Count,
we're-
it's coming from Count von Stauffenberg. I don't know. What weight is that?
It's a good one, Bear.
Okay,
Fort Lauderdale, huh?
this one's coming from Fort Lauderdale. Yep.
How's that,
Oh,
Bob Burns?
get a lot of pieces from Florida.
Well, this picker I told you about, I was asking him about where he gets his stuff, and believe it or not, he said in his opinion that most of the stuff is already sold before the people come down there. They hang on to a couple of really good items,
Ah,
again in his opinion,
yeah.
and they want too much for them.
Well,
So, people sell the stuff before
sometimes
they
too
move to
much
Florida.
is okay if they're really good things. Let's see what we got here.
That's heavy, that box.
Oh, it's got popcorn in it.
Uh-oh.
Tom's
Oh,
favorite.
we got trouble here. Popcorn, guys.
Yeah, I hate that stuff. It sticks
Oh,
to everything.
boy. What are we going to do with popcorn?
It's okay. We haven't had a good popcorn in
Give
a
it to
while.
Furman.
And a love letter here.
Give it to Furman.
Furman, you want some popcorn?
Oh, he
Let's see.
says it's
Yeah,
got
I'll
a...
take it.
Give him a drink.
It's delicious. Needs butter.
He says
Right,
it's
sure.
it's a Hitler head.
Oh, okay, so it's one item.
That's why it's so heavy. I guess it's a big bronze job or something here. Oh. I like the size too. It's
Yep.
a perfect size. Something you can display without being too obnoxious. And well, let's see what it is. Probably is heavy though. I know that was a heavy box.
Oh, well, that's
Oh
nice.
wow,
That's
a
a
killer.
nice piece.
Boy, that's
Really
a killer.
nice piece.
Oh.
Multicolored, that's beautiful.
Oh, weighs a ton, this thing. Look at the condition of
Yeah.
that, Barry. That is fantastic. Man, oh man. Look at that.
I've seen these, and a lot of times this finish, whatever it is, I don't think it's paint, but it's worn away. This is
Yeah,
the
this
one that
is,
has the most finish I've ever
Is that an
seen.
artist signature on it, Pop?
I don't see one, but maybe there's something here. But it's so heavy I can hardly lift it to turn it.
Kind of looks like our friend over here.
Yeah. Well,
Furman?
Yeah.
the condition of this is fantastic. I know.
He doesn't look happy
Yeah.
for some
No.
reason.
Well, it's a controversial thing. I mean, how many people want Hitler's head in their collection? But it does make a really nice
Yeah.
accent piece. And let's face it, it is history. And this is remarkable. The condition
It is, really.
condition is fabulous.
Let me just take a look at the back to see if...
Does he like it?
Get him away from me.
let's see if it has a maker.
I didn't see one, but it's really
Yeah.
incredible.
Super piece.
So bronze and marble base, though.
Yeah, marble base, beautifully done
The
too.
base
Look
is
how the
beautiful.
base is all. They cut the edges to trim them, and just oh, beautiful.
Nice base.
That looks like it. It just came out of the house,
Mhm.
wherever it was.
Yeah.
That's an incredible
It's
piece.
heavy,
Tom has
Michelle.
the box there.
You'll be surprised.
I have to put that over there somewhere.
All right, let me get the box. Here's the next box.
All right,
here.
2 more boxes, Tom and Op. So we got one that looks swordy,
It does look sorty.
and we got another bigger box. What do you want to open first?
Let's do the sword
do
first.
sword.
For the,
first.
statue.
Boy, that Hitler head is really
Yeah,
nice.
it's a really
yeah,
nice
put
example.
that with the box, Michelle, if you
I got
would.
it.
Yeah.
I'm on it.
Okay, and this is coming from Daytona Beach.
Florida again.
A lot of stuff from Florida. Well, you know what it is. So many
Florida's the waiting
veterans
room.
move to Florida, and then they pass away, and then the families are, what do I do with this stuff?
Yeah.
And
They call Florida the waiting room.
yeah, that's what it is. I
The
wonder how
waiting
many funeral directors are there. I'll bet it's a big business.
I bet. All right, do we need to freshen up?
Yeah, I'll take a refresher.
All right, get a refresh.
In the home stretch here.
We are.
Yeah, I'm sorry, collectors. It's I guess we're going on way too long, but some of you guys don't mind watching a long video, and you can always put it on hold and watch it the next day or whatever. Well, that does look like a sword.
Well packed.
I like that when they send it in a tube like that.
Oh, yeah, and you get to keep the tube.
Probably a sword.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a sword, Michelle. No, that looks pretty well wrapped there.
Yeah, it's well wrapped. Sometimes you get something that's overly wrapped,
Yeah.
as you know, and
Oh, yeah.
I've been dealing with this stuff, as I mentioned earlier, for 51 years, and 2 weeks ago, that picker I told you about in Florida
Yeah.
sent me something really neat, which I'm going to bring up here next time, and I damaged it.
You damaged it.
I damaged it by opening it.
Oh,
Post
geez.
office didn't damage it?
No, I
Was it a
didn't.
document or something? You sliced it?
I'll tell you what it was. It was a telephone, and there was a phone
Oh.
cord.
You cut the phone cord?
Unbelievable.
From World
And guess
War-
what? I've
World War
never
I.
ever bought a pair of scissors in my life. Just picked them up here and there. A week before, I bought a brand new pair of titanium scissors. Well, guess
Yeah,
what? I didn't even know I went through the.
Yeah, that's a bad
Cord.
thing.
Yeah.
Bad thing.
Stuff happens, you know?
It's a really cool World War I.
Here we go, Tom.
Thank you, Michelle.
Ah, just a scabbard.
Something
Well-
tells me it might be a little different than that.
It looks like a scabbard for a hell of a nice digging, I'll tell you that. The scabbard is really good. And it's got SS proofs on the top of it, and it's also marked 23.
Oh, watch out.
What was that? I hope it wasn't the liquor.
No, it's tape.
Oh, good.
Little tape piece.
Oh, I think we might have a match, Pop.
hoping it
Boy,
would
it's
slide
one
right
beautiful
out.
scabbard, I'll tell you that.
And hold the plastic. I'm going to put my fingers on the blade.
Careful. That blade's flying all around.
Yeah, I don't want a hole in my stomach here.
Me neither. I don't want to
All the
slip.
liquor will
I don't want him to
leak
slip my
out.
wrist
That's
either.
the only reason.
Yeah, don't waste that liquor.
No.
Going through.
Boy, it's dangerous standing here.
Yeah.
Here. You know what? I'm going to put this in the scabbard.
That's probably not a bad idea. All right, we finally we got the hilt out of the package, and boy, just look at the runes in the top of that pommel. All of the black is there, 100% of the black. You know, around the runes to
Yeah.
make it stick out, and it's a and the ebony grip. Look at that.
So what do we
Absolutely.
have here, Bob, for the collectors?
Well, we have an SS NCO Dagger, but another thing I'm looking at, look at the amount of work
Yeah.
that they went through to dress up the casting marks in it.
It's a little different, isn't it?
They've somebody reworked all this stuff to make the oak leaf acorns here. This was all the casting mark here, and they redid that
I see.
all
Yeah,
by
yeah.
hand.
Mhm.
And then on the leaves themselves, look at that work
Yeah.
that was all done. Oh, and then on the other side, the same problem.
Yeah,
with
somebody
the,
put a lot of time into that.
Oh.
Believe me.
yeah, this whole area has completely been reworked,
Mhm.
just like the area on that side. Yeah, this sword had a lot of handwork to
Yeah.
make it right. And the scabbard, of course, is just fantastic. The paint, original paint is terrific. And then what we have here, let's take a look. Oh, we've got a mint SS blade,
He just stabbed Furman.
and what's really incredible, the number 23 stamped on it, which matches the number on the scabbard.
And what was that number for?
Well, when you have something like this with the numbers, normally this would have been a Dagger that they issued to one of the prime SA members for parade purposes only, and he had to give
SA
it
members?
back.
SS.
SS members had to give it back to the
Accountability number.
accountability. Yeah.
Mhm.
This is a fantastic piece. Let's see if it's SS numbered underneath too. No, it's not, but it does have the white washer, and it's unmarked. So the unmarked ones are initial production, and just great. It's what you want to see,
Yeah.
really. Either unmarked or Peter Dan Krebs, one of the two. But unmarked is great. This is a
Mint blade, too.
yeah, absolute textbook
Yeah.
example
It's a gem.
of
Really.
you're not going to get any better than that. That's a incredible sword. I like this. I like this a lot. Look at that.
Yeah, I
Just
love
wonderful,
the markings. They're
just
really
wonderful.
Have you seen that before, Pop?
Yeah, I think I have one in my book similar to this.
What page?
I don't know, but this might be the same sword because these are really rare. With that
I
marking
imagine
like
you
that.
have one in your collection.
Plus, what I like too is the amount of work that went into the ferrule to correct the casting marks, and it just is That's a tremendous Dagger, guys. If you're collecting SS Dagger, that's the best of the best for a NCO version. Just absolutely great, and in pristine condition. It just doesn't get better than that.
You surely have one in your collection.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
but this is great though. Wow. We have anything more, Barry? Boy, we've had some
I don't
really
know what
incredible
happened.
pieces.
Yeah. Definitely 2 Larrys so far.
Yeah, that
Right.
sword is incredible.
I don't know what happened to our bartender.
Oh boy. Well, we all got a drink, so we're okay.
Yeah. Oh, look at this
Michelle,
thing.
what happened to you? What do we got here now? A
right.
monster
That's
box?
some lawn
Six.
furniture.
Well, crazy amount of postage.
Yeah.
And same guy from
Fort
Fort Lauderdale.
Lauderdale.
Why
Yeah.
don't you put that on the deck and we'll cut it from there.
What deck?
The floor.
Oh, on the floor?
Well, I would, but I can't because of my back. But I'll manage. Just make sure you don't spill your
Gonna
drink.
spill his
Tom.
drink.
Okay. Gotcha.
got it?
Let me get my lighter. Oh, just put it on my lighter. Okay, well, we finally got this box semi-open,
It was
right?
painful.
So we got,
Thanks
what, 2 or 3 items or something like that?
3 items. Yeah, thanks to Ob.
Yeah.
No, Furman did it. Yeah.
Furman did it, yeah. Furman got the box open.
All by myself.
All right, what do we got here,
All right,
Barry?
let's have a look.
Barry and Michelle have a date at a restaurant that they're going to have to extend here a little bit because of the length of this thing, but oh my. Wow, that
Yeah,
is
it's a good one.
That is really a oh, that's a beautiful beautiful plaque. Wow, it looks like it's never been, just really
So-
good.
The Cellar says the bronze casting from 1930 is from 1933.
Yeah.
And there is a name, the artist's name is on the back, J. Linden, Bonn, Germany, 1933. That's early. Wow.
Well, he says on the back,
Can you check underneath his collar? Usually it's underneath
Yeah,
his
that's
collar.
where I think this is. On the bottom left. Oh yeah, you have to look at the
Yep, see?
underside.
It's not my
down
first.
yeah,
first
look at
rodeo.
there, isn't that nice? Yeah, so nobody took it off to look at the back of it. So, boy, that's an incredible.
33. It's a Vice Chancellery commemorative piece. Is what that is.
That's
we
super early.
we see dozens of these things, but never that quality.
Yeah,
That's really
they get to be made out of cast iron, but that's
that's really nice. Yeah,
quality-wise, that's as good as you're gonna find.
yeah, that's very nice.
Amazing,
Plaque.
got some great stuff this time. Some great stuff. The sword, the
Yeah,
dagger.
yeah.
Okay.
And we still got 2 other things that were in that box.
Yep. Okay, post-war. It's a print done in 1980 by artist Max Krace. Signed limited edition, signed by Krace himself and Luftwaffe ace Franz Stiegler,
Yeah,
who was an ME-262 pilot.
that's the Jets, isn't it?
That's right.
Very nice print.
A
though.
lot of signatures. I can recognize Adolf Galland.
Can't lay it flat for me, Barry.
Oh, that's a nice, very nice.
It's a nice print. A lot of signatures.
So it's a print, but
Signed by...
are all these personally signed, or they came on the print?
No, these are personally
No, these
signed
are
for
personally
sure, I can
signed,
tell. And
Wow.
Adolf Galland had a special unit at the end of the war called Jagdverband
Yeah.
44, Fighter Unit 44. But I would imagine that these are all ME-262 pilots. I know Galland was, Franz Stiegler was,
And
and
look at that. There's a jet motors on it and all.
let me
Boy,
see if I recognize any other signatures. No,
wow, that's
let me see if he says.
quite
Oh yeah, Signed by Galland, as I said, Gunther Rahl. I met Galland and Rahl at one time. Dietrich Rabach, well known. Yeah.
So this is a print that was made in
1980, he says.
80, but it was all post-war signed by the aces that flew the
ME-262.
ME-262. Wow. Yeah, beautiful thing. That's really cool.
And last, we have,
And last but not least,
I don't know, we'll see. Could it be something that this was another Larry?
oh, you never know. I've had several Larrys here today, but we'll see. But for people that like stuff like this is really a great thing
Yeah.
too.
Not only did we have two Larrys, we mentioned Larry Ministry.
Yeah, that's right.
He's going to love
3
this
Larrys,
video.
yeah.
What do we got here?
Okay, same artist as the last one, the limited edition. This one is number 15 of 350 that were signed by the artist, Max Crace. The frame print features a Waffen-SS sniper and a spotter on the Eastern Front about 1944.
Let me see what that looks like.
Great
Oh,
art.
That's
Great
really
artwork, yeah.
cool.
Yeah,
really
beautiful
cool.
colors. Yeah.
See the sniper there, and what's this guy doing?
Spotter.
The spotter.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah.
Shoot at him. Okay,
Hold on. Okay.
so there we go, collectors. A fantastic print here that would really highlight a collecting room, I would think.
Sure.
You know,
Set it off. Yep.
and it was post-war done.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Well, the first one done by this Mr. Crace was from 1980, so I don't know when this was done, but it is highly detailed.
It's a nice piece.
Especially if you have an SS collection,
Oh yeah.
combat collection, that
Yeah.
would really set your collection
Really
room
accent the
off.
piece.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's the end. Are we done now, Barry?
Yeah, and it's 3 hours, like you said, instead of the 6 hours. We didn't expect it to be that long, but wow, I think we saw a lot of great stuff. 2 Larrys, I say.
Yeah, a couple of Larrys. It was pretty interesting things, and so there we are, collectors. We can only do with what we have, and we don't know what's coming in. And Barry brought some cool stuff to look at,
And
and
to offer, too.
hopefully,
Yeah, Barry, if anybody wants to get in touch with you, what's your contact?
Call our shop, Smith & Jackson Military Antiques at the Millville Airport. And the number there, or do you want to give?
856-300-5288.
There you go. Give us a call.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So I hope you enjoyed
Yeah.
all that. I know it was a long video, but you know, you can split it up into a couple of viewings or whatever, and
Couple bathroom sessions.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And Furman was here. He really enjoyed
Well,
himself.
Furman, he really enjoyed it. I don't think he drank all of his.
I'm getting to it.
What is Furman drinking?
He's actually drinking a little Stella.
Oh, little
Yeah.
Stella.
You want a
Okay.
shot of Jameson, but I was afraid it would
No,
run
it's
him.
better than the Jameson. So okay.
All right,
Thank you
Tom.
very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, it
it's
was
always
great.
a great time.
Yeah. Hope you
And Ob,
collected
you're the
enjoy it.
best.
Thanks,
You're the
Al.
best, Barry. Thank you, Michelle.
The bartenderess. Yeah. We'll see you next week, guys. And if you have anything questions or whatever, give us a call. We're always happy to hear from you. And thanks for watching.